All right, everyone, welcome back to my channel, Baseball Talk with Nick Morgan. Today is Friday, September 25th, 2020, and it's the start of the final series in the shortened Major League Baseball regular season between the Miami Marlins and the New York Yankees. However, this will not, or at least should not, be the last time we see either of these two teams, as both are set up for a postseason appearance, and the Miami Marlins could potentially clinch their postseason berth tonight. J.A. Happ will take the ball for the home New York Yankees, while Derek Jeter's Miami Marlins assign Sandy Alcantara the starting role. Game one of a three-game set is scheduled to start momentarily. But first, let's take a look at Happ's numbers on the year. The veteran southpaw has pitched in 8 games this season with a 2-2 win-loss record, a 3.25 ERA, and 44 1/3 innings pitched. He's totaled 39 strikeouts and a 1.06 WHIP over that span, and in his last start against the Boston Red Sox, he was phenomenal. 1 win, 8 innings pitched, no earned runs, 9 strikeouts, no walks, and 4 hits. We'll see if J.A. Happ can shut down the Miami Marlins this evening, as again, it is game one of 3 between the Yankees and the Marlins. Now, the regular season ends this Sunday, and the American League Wild Card Series is set to start on Tuesday, September 29th. The postseason bracket is still not finalized yet for either league, the American League or the National League, but we are getting there. A lot of teams have already clinched their spot in the AL. The NL is a little more tight. We are going to get to that. Come these first few commercial breaks, we're going to dive into what the seeds look like. But right now, Sandy Alcantara versus J.A. Happ, Marlins at Yankees, Friday, September 25th, 2020. Here we go. So J.A. Happ, as I mentioned, 2-2 in 8 games started this season. Now, he got off to a very shaky start. There was some tension between Happ and the New York Yankees because of deals in his contract. But ever since, in his last 6 starts, he has a sub-2 ERA. If he can continue that tonight, the Yankees will take a 1-0 lead in the series against Miami. And, of course, wanting to win this as we head into the Wild Card Series next week. Now, it's currently undecided who the Yankees will face. It's been back and forth between the Minnesota Twins and Chicago White Sox. But at the moment, New York holds the number 5 seed in the American League. So they will be the away team come Tuesday unless we can shake up the wild card seedings a little bit more. Hello to everyone in the chat. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining me here today. The Blue Jays did clinch. Yes, they did. They are definitely in. Currently, Toronto is the number 8 seed. They are 30-27 on the year. That's good for a .526 win percentage. All right, yeah, so a lot going on right now throughout the league. It's very close. The Los Angeles Angels have a shot. They are trying to make their way into this extended postseason bracket. Now, for those of you who do not quite know, typically 5 teams represent the American League and 5 the National League. However, this year, because of a 60-game season, 8 teams are now going to be in the American League and National League come the start of this postseason, and it'll get lower and lower from there on out as we move further. So here we go. Against Sandy Alcantara, J.A. Happ, Yankees host the Miami Marlins. And let's take a look at Miami's lineup this evening. Leading off at second base is John Birdie. Starling Marte, the right-handed center fielder, will bat second. Jesus Aguilar, right-handed, hitting first base and batting third. And Brian Anderson, third baseman, will bat cleanup. Garrett Cooper, the designated hitter tonight, will bat fifth. Lewis Brinson in right field will bat sixth. Corey Dickerson in left, the left-handed hitter, will bat seventh. Miguel Rojas finds himself at shortstop this evening. The right-hander will bat eighth. And Chad Wallach will start behind the plate and bat ninth for Miami. J.A. Happ looks to get his 3rd win of the season. And if he does, that could set him up for the number 3 role in the rotation come next week in the Wild Card Series. So J.A. Happ has definitely looked very dominant over his last few starts. As I mentioned on September 19th against Boston, 8 innings pitched, no earned runs, but 9 strikeouts. He has looked very good. 2019 was a little shaky for him. He came back in 2020 and has been very dominant. Now, it is going to be interesting to see if he can win this ballgame tonight and keep up his amazing efforts on the mound. Will he get that number 3 spot in the rotation, or will it go to rookie superstar David Garcia, who's had a very nice start to his career this year? Now, of course, he's had a few rough patches as well, but that is going to be the case, give and take, with this 60-game shortened season. And it's crazy how we are coming to a close on this year already. It feels like just yesterday was July 23rd, and we were streaming the first game of the year. It was the Yankees and Nationals, and now that is no longer the case. We are almost done with the season, and of course, I would love to be able to stream this game and maybe the last of the set, the last regular game season until 2021. This year has gone by very quickly. Within a blink of an eye, we have gone through all 60 games just about, and it's going to be a close race for the NL and that final spot in the bracket. The Phillies, the Brewers, the Mets, and the Rockies are all possible contenders. Hap is on the mound. He's ready. John Birdie's ready. And the first pitch of this ballgame is a fastball for called strike one. John Birdie, second baseman, right-handed hitter, was originally drafted in the 18th round, 559th overall, in the 2011 amateur draft, selected by the Toronto Blue Jays. But in 2020, 110 at-bats, he's hitting .264 with a pair of home runs, 13 runs batted in, 8 stolen bases, and a .752 OPS. This one will miss down, and the count is 1-1. Hap with a two-seam fastball at the knees for a called strike. So it is 1-2 now to the Marlins leadoff batter and second baseman. Birdie, Marte, and Aguilar are all due up here in the top of the first. And the payoff pitch from J.A. is going to be a fastball just inside. The count's even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gary Sanchez is behind the plate for the New York Yankees this evening. Now, him and Kyle Higashioka have been splitting time. Now, Kyle primarily to catch for Yankees ace Garrett Cole, and that does seem to be the setup for the postseason, though we are not quite sure just yet. But the Yankees did say, and manager Aaron Boone did mention, that he does plan on splitting time between Gary Sanchez and Kyle Higashioka. Now, of course, Gary has not done great at the plate this year, as he's only hitting 142 through 148 at-bats. He's hitting 8th in the lineup tonight, which is definitely one of the lower slots he's found himself in this year. And a fastball, again, is going to run a little bit inside, so Hap finds himself in a full count to the Marlins second baseman, with center fielder Starling Marte due up. The 3-2. Fastball down the middle, poked out to right field, but Aaron Judge barely has to move. The first out will be retired. It's a line out to right, and that is the first out of this ball game. Starling Marte will step up now, and in 223 at-bats, he's hitting .287 this year with 6 home runs, 27 RBIs, 10 stolen bases, and a .781 OPS. And of course, he was acquired by the Arizona Diamondbacks this winter and then traded away to the Miami Marlins at the August 31st trade deadline. Has swiped 5 bases with the Marlins, and he is well known for a well-rounded player. He was hitting around 300 at the time he was dealt. Now the average falls just under that at 287. 6 homers, 27 ribbies, and a .781 OPS with the Diamondbacks and the Marlins combined this year. He fouls this one back for strike one, and Hap will throw a fastball up that Marte attempts to bunt, but he'll poke it foul, and the count is 0-2. So Marte did originally debut with the Pittsburgh Pirates, and he was a member of that organization up until the trade that sent him to Arizona this winter. From there on out, he's now found himself in Arizona and Miami, and he's behind in the count 0-2. Hap with the fastball just upstairs, deemed a ball by the home plate umpire, 1 ball and 2 strikes. On deck is first baseman Jesus Aguilar, who the Marlins acquired over this past winter. He will be batting third and starting at first base tonight. Changeup from Hap is going to be downstairs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Birdie lined out to right field. Starling Marte is currently up at the plate right now. And then Jesus Aguilar will follow up this batter. The 2-2, a changeup low, fouled back, and the count will remain. Let's take a look at the New York Yankees defense for this ballgame. From left to right in the outfield, Clint Frazier, Aaron Hicks, and Aaron Judge. Around the horn, Gio Urshela, Gleyber Torres, DJ LeMahieu, and Luke Voigt. Your battery tonight is J.A. Happ and Gary Sanchez. Giancarlo Stanton will be your designated hitter. And that is how we are looking. And as I'm finishing up my statement here in the defense for tonight's game, the overview, yes, the network is also displaying their graphic for the New York Yankees defense. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Thank you to everyone in the chat right now. I appreciate you guys stopping by and taking the time to go ahead and join the stream here. Now a check swing from Starling Marte on a changeup low in the zone, but the first base umpire says he went around. That's the first strikeout of the ball game, and there are two away here in the top of the first. Let me bring up Jesus Aguilar, who made his Major League Baseball debut with the Cleveland Indians organization back on May 15th, 2014, and this year is hitting .287 in 181 at-bats, 8 home runs, 33 ribbies, and an .834 on-base plus slugging in that time frame. Happ has thrown 14 pitches in the first to the Miami Marlins first baseman is a fastball for called strike one. Now, Happ's two-seamer, as I heard before this game, has a very good opponent batting average against, just around 100 when Happ throws that fastball. A very good pitch. He has used it in his arsenal to his advantage throughout the entirety of this season so far. And, of course, that should be a big role in his pitching craft come this postseason. Now, assuming he does get the start in Game 3, if necessary, next week, I believe J.A. Happ will be very confident in what he's got. He's looked very good. A 3.25 ERA on the season and a 2-2 win-loss record, but don't let that fool you. He has been very good here in 2020. Now, the Yankees have gone through some droughts. They went on a 10-game winning streak, and they've lost the majority of the last two games that they have played ever since, most notably being the series against the Toronto Blue Jays, in which actually Toronto guaranteed their role in the playoffs here against New York. So the Yankees lost that series 3-1, and it was a blowout almost every game. Lots of runs put up on either end of the spectrum, either the Yankees or the Blue Jays' behalf. And we're going to see another full count here from J.A. Happ to Jesus Aguilar. 19 pitches in for the lefty southpaw. 2 outs, no men on base, and no hits allowed to this point here in the top of the first. Happ with the payoff pitch, a fastball, belts high and fouled back by the Marlins first baseman. Brian Anderson is in the on-deck circle, and he will at least get the next at-bat, if not this inning, in the away half of the second. Partly cloudy out in the Bronx for this nighttime game. 7:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time start. And the changeup is going to miss down. That'll be ball 4 to Aguilar. And the Marlins have their first base runner of the ballgame. Brian Anderson will step in now with 2 outs and a man on first. Anderson is an infield utility man. He has appeared at 1 game at first base, 1 game at second, and 54 at third base. Tonight, Anderson will be starting at the hot corner. He has 192 at-bats this season, in which he's hitting .260, 10 home runs, 37 RBIs, and an .811 OPS are part of his offensive statistics for this year. He's been one of the Marlins' better performers at the plate. And he'll take a fastball outside for ball 1. Aguilar on first, Anderson at the plate, and the count is 1-0. J.A. Happ has definitely taken his time to work his way in and out of this inning so far. 22 pitches and 2 men retired. Luke Voigt holding on, the Marlins first baseman, over at the first base bag, and this one's going to miss down 2-0. This is a great hitter's count right here for Brian Anderson. 10 home runs, 37 RBIs on the season. Wants to get the scoring going early. This is a big game for Miami. They could potentially clinch their spot in the postseason if they win tonight against the Yankees and the Phillies lose their ball game. The 2-0 payoff pitch is going to be a nice pitch dotted down and away from Happ, called strike one. So 2-1 to the Marlins third baseman. In the on-deck circle is the designated hitter tonight for Miami, Garrett Cooper. The 2-1 pitch from Happ is going to be just upstairs, fastball registering at 92 for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 man on, and 2 outs. The score is 0-0 here in the top of the first inning. Happ has gone to 25 pitches already. And in his last start against the Red Sox, he did not walk a single batter in 8 innings. He's already worked his way into multiple full counts and has walked back-to-back batters as Brian Anderson will reach first via ball 4. Jesus Aguilar advances to second, and Garrett Cooper will now step up to the plate. Cooper, your designated hitter tonight for Miami. He's 29 years old and was originally drafted by the Brewers, the 6th round, 182nd overall draft pick in 2013. This year, he's hitting .288 with 5 home runs and 17 runs batted in. The Marlins now have a runner in scoring position and 2 men on base here in the top of the first, threatening early on to score some runs and grab an early lead. The first pitch to the designated hitter is going to be put into play, sent deep out to right field. Aaron Judge looking back at the wall, and it is gone. Garrett Cooper, a 3-run home run to right field, and that gets the scoring going early on. Garrett Cooper's 6th homer on the season. He now has notched 20 runs batted in, and that will clear the bases, make it 3-0 Miami. So not the start you want to get out of J.A. Happ right now. You're almost relying on him for that number 3 spot in the rotation in the American League Wild Card Series next week, if that game is indeed necessary. And he's looked very good this season, but already, he got 2 outs quite early on in the first inning here, then walked back-to-back batters, giving up a 3-run home run to the designated hitter. And now he's at a 3-run deficit. So the Yankees offense will be behind early on. And the first pitch to Lewis Brinson is a strike. He's going to ground this one behind the second base bag. DJ LeMahieu with a nice snag. The throw is in time over to Luke Voit. That will end the inning, but not before the Marlins put 3 runs on the scoreboard. 3 runs on 1 hit and no errors. No men left on base. So a big inning from J.A. Happ. He's got to be very dominant moving forward. And the Yankees have to get to work and start chipping away at that 3-run deficit. And they're going to start with the top 3 men in their lineup being DJ LeMahieu, Aaron Judge, and Aaron Hicks. Now, the lineup does look a little bit different this evening. Aaron Judge batting second, as we're used to. Aaron Hicks batting third. Giancarlo Stanton fourth. However, Clint Frazier will take the number 9 spot in the lineup. Gary Sanchez down to the 8 hole, and Gleyber Torres will bat 7th. Now, somebody you want to watch out for is Gio Urshela. He's on a 13-game hitting streak. In that span, is hitting over 400 at the plate. And he has definitely not been a fluke since his initial season as a Yankee in 2019, or his initial full season as a Yankee back last season. So it's going to be Sandy Alcantara versus DJ LeMahieu. And the Miami Marlins starter is 25 years old, a right-handed starting pitcher standing at 6'5", 200 pounds. This season, he is 3-2 in 6 games started with a 3.12 ERA in 34 2/3 innings pitched, racking up 30 strikeouts and a 1.21 whip. 52 career games for the righty. He's won 11 of them, losing 19 and a 3.74 career ERA. 221 strikeouts in 274 innings tossed with a 1.33 whip. And his opponent batting average this season is .223. So the Yankees look to go ahead and, of course, chip away early on here as they find themselves down 3-0 here in the home half of the first inning. Let's take a look fully in depth here at the New York Yankees lineup today. DJ LeMahieu will bat leadoff, finding himself at second base. Aaron Judge, the right-handed right fielder, will bat second. Aaron Hicks, switch-hitting center fielder, third. Giancarlo Stanton is your DH tonight. He will bat cleanup, and followed by Luke Voit, the New York Yankees first baseman. Gio Urshela at the hot corner will bat sixth. Gleyber Torres at shortstop batting seventh. Gary Sanchez behind the plate batting eighth. And Clint Frazier in left field batting ninth. DJ LeMahieu, the first pitch, will be a front door off-speed pitch for called strike one. Now, we talked about Sandy Alcantara's opponent batting average being in the low 200s. How about this? He's facing off against right now the American League batting average leader, DJ LeMahieu, hitting .355. He actually not only leads the American League, but leads all of Major League Baseball with a .355 batting average this year. As I say that down, an 0-2 count, grounds us over to shortstop, and that will be the first out. So a 6-3 ground out off the bat of DJ LeMahieu will be the first out retired from Sandy Alcantara. In steps the big bat of Aaron Judge. Now, he has been struggling a little bit since his return from the injured list, but in 25 games this year, he's hitting .261 with 9 home runs, 21 RBIs, and an .896 OPS. That is in 92 at-bats. A 96-mile-per-hour fastball will miss outside, and the count to him is 1-0. Fastball knee-high, down and in. The umpire deems it strike one, so the count will be even now. Aaron Judge at the plate and Aaron Hicks on deck. Off speed, down and away. The first base umpire says Judge does not go around. The count advances to 2-1. Sandy Alcantara looking to notch his 4th win of the regular season, his last start of the 2020 regular season. Now, of course, with the Marlins currently being in a spot to find themselves in the postseason come next week, he will most likely get an opportunity then to be back on the mound. And Judge will foul this one back 2-2. Let's take a look at the National League postseason bracket, because that, of course, is where the Miami Marlins fall in the NL East division. Now, the Dodgers are first with the best record in Major League Baseball, 40-17. The Braves in the number 2 seed, Cubs third. We get into the second place teams throughout each division. It's going to be the Padres, Cardinals, and Marlins for the 4th, 5th, and 6th seeds, respectively. Then the Reds and Giants are battling out for the wild card spots. They own the 7 and 8 seeds. Now, a changeup down below the knees in a full count, but the home plate umpire deems it strike 3. Not a good call. Going to ring up Aaron Judge looking. That is well under the knees of Aaron Judge. 6'7", 6'8", right fielder somewhere around there. So a strikeout looking to Aaron Judge makes it 2 away. For now, the switch hitting Aaron Hicks, who will bat left-handed here in the bottom of the first. Hicksy is hitting .222 with 5 home runs, 17 ribbies, 3 stolen bases, and a .781 OPS through 158 at-bats this season. A 97-mile-per-hour fastball at the knees, perfectly located. And Aaron Boone has just been ejected from this ball game, arguing balls and strikes, I'm assuming, from Aaron Judge's at-bat. And the home plate umpire was very quick to toss him. The count's 0-1 out of Hicks, 2 outs, no men on, and Boone has been tossed out of this ball game. Arguing, pointing, throwing his fingers in the face of the home plate umpire. He got his money's worth. No fans were there to view it in person, but here we are on stream, and there we go. So Aaron Boone, no longer the manager for this ball game in the New York Yankees. That was a very bad call from the umpire, though. I see how Boone is mad. And ejected here in the bottom of the first, sticking up for his superstar right fielder, Aaron Judge. So not the best start for the New York Yankees. Down 3-0 here in the first. Manager Boone gets ejected. Now, I don't know offhand how many times I have called a manager or a player getting tossed live. but I believe it has been at least 1 or 2 times prior to this point. So a fun game here early on, lots of action, but back to the at-bat here. Aaron Hicks is down 1-2. 12 pitches for Alcantara. The payoff pitch is going to be down below the knees, but a ball this time around. So 2-2 with 2 outs. Now Giancarlo Stanton is in the on-deck circle, waiting to see if he'll come up this inning or not. Terrible call from the home plate umpire, really nowhere close. But Hicks will foul back this 98-mile-per-hour fastball, and it's out of play. The count will remain at 2 balls and 2 strikes, with Aaron Hicks hitting .222 in the 2020 season. So 2s all over the place here. This is Aaron's 51st game, or 52nd game rather, here in the 60-game season. The count will be full, changeup down and in, almost clips part of Aaron Hicks' back leg. Starting in center field tonight is the switch-hitting outfielder, veteran outfielder rather, who was drafted by the Minnesota Twins, first round, 14th overall back in 2008. The full count payoff pitch, and this is a fastball outside, ball 4. It almost looked like Hicks hesitated to see if that was going to be call strike 3 or not. Definitely outside, but he kind of glanced back at the home plate umpire. 98-mile-per-hour fastball, but ball 4. So this is a similar way to how the top of the first inning went for J.A. Happ. The first 2 men retired, and then a walk has been issued now. Giancarlo Stanton steps in with 1 man on and 2 outs. He's hitting .261 in 69 at-bats with 4 home runs, 10 RBIs, 1 stolen base, and a .915 on-base plus slugging. The off-speed down at the knees for called strike 1, and Aaron Hicks takes the lead off first. Now, Stanton easily has the power to potentially make this a 1-run ball game in the first. Inside fastball called strike 2. This is Stanton's 22nd game of the year. Now, I had originally said at the beginning of this season, assuming both Stanton and Judge could be healthy, and if they were healthy, I thought they both had the potential to be in the running for the American League Most Valuable Player award. Seemingly that will not be the case, as both spent measurable time out on the injured list this year, missing a lot of playing time. But Luke Voit leads the league in home runs with 21, and DJ LeMahieu leads in batting average, potentially maybe a Most Valuable Player candidate. And the 1-2 changeup is going to be down low for the second ball of the at-bat. Again, the count is tied 2-2 with 2 outs and Aaron Hicks on first. Alcantara has thrown 20 pitches here in the bottom of the first, recording 2 outs, a fastball up. Stanton avoids it, and the count is full. So Luke Voit is on deck. If he comes up, he could also easily make this a more interesting ball game, as he could potentially tie it. But nope, that will not be the case, as Stanton swings and misses at a fastball in on the hands. That will end it for the inning. 2 strikes for Sandy Alcantara. No hits and no runs for the New York Yankees offense. 1 man left on base, and that was Aaron Hicks, who issued ball 4 and got on base here in the bottom of the first. So we go to the top of the second inning. The Miami Marlins looking to build onto their already sizable 3-run lead. Corey Dickerson, Miguel Rojas, and Chad Wallach are all due up. That is the 7, 8, and 9 batters for Miami. So we're going to look. The left fielder, the shortstop, and Miami's catcher, again, all due up here in the away half of the second inning. J.A. Happ has to come in and lock it down. The Yankees weren't necessarily struggling in the first, but didn't really hit the ball whatsoever. So Happ has to do all he potentially can to keep this game at only 3-0. Taking a close look at this pitching profile, the Yankees lefty. He was born on October 19th, 1982. He is 37 years old. Has definitely had some shaky moments in a pinstripes uniform. ever since he came over from the Toronto Blue Jays via a trade, I believe back in 2018. He was a third-round, 92nd overall draft pick back in 2004 from the Philadelphia Phillies, and I believe he has played on 5 different teams, and I'm going to check that really quick right here. So he started his career out in Philadelphia from 2007 to part of 2010. He was with Philly. He then ended the 2010 season with the Houston Astros, and in 2011 and 2012 started the season with Houston as well. Then moved over to Toronto from 2013 and 2014. 2015 came around and he split time with the Mariners and the Pirates. Found himself back in Toronto with the Blue Jays from 2016 to parts of 2018. And from 2018 to 2020, here he has been residing in New York. Maybe not residing in New York, but pitching in a Yankees uniform. So Corey Dickerson will be the first batter he faces. It's a lefty-lefty matchup. And if we look more at the left-handed left fielder's stats this season, a .258 batting average, 7 home runs, 16 RBIs, 1 stolen base, and a .722 OPS. That's in 186 at-bats, and the count is now 1-1. A change of just low will make it 2-1 to the Marlins corner outfielder. Now, Dickerson is a former one-time American League All-Star. That was back in 2017 with the Tampa Bay Rays, as well as a one-time Gold Glove Award winner in 2018 with the Pirates. This is going to be outside. The count is 3-1, and Happ just seems to be in trouble. It is not clicking early on in the game here. 3 earned runs, 3 outs so far retired from the Yankee starter, and this one will be fouled back. The count is full yet again. So 3-2 to the leadoff batter here in the top of the second. Again, the 7, 8, and 9 batters are all due up. Corey Dickerson, Miguel Rojas, and Chad Wallach. I could be pronouncing Chad's last name wrong. I do apologize if that is the case. He is behind the plate for the Marlins tonight, and Dickerson going to put this one in play to the left of second baseman DJ LeMahieu, and that is a single to lead off the top of the second inning. So Corey Dickerson is aboard. Miguel Rojas will step in with a runner on base and nobody out. Now, of course, some notable names in the Miami Marlins staff, Derek Jeter being a part owner, and of course, Yankees shortstop legend. Don Mattingly, former Yankees slugger, is the manager for Miami. And they've put together a very good season, considering the players that they have, and maybe in a full 162-game span, they might not find themselves in the chase for a postseason berth. But with this 60-game year, that is quite different. They are in the number 6 seed temporarily. They're still looking to clinch. They're not guaranteed a spot as of yet. But this 3-game set against the New York Yankees is huge. That will play a crucial role in determining whether or not they will find themselves in a baseball series come the later end of September and early October. 1-0 to the Marlins shortstop, and this one is lined into center field. That'll get down. A one-hopper into the glove of Aaron Hicks. First and second, nobody out. Corey Dickerson will advance into scoring position. That brings up Chad Wallach, right-handed backstop for the Marlins. He's hitting 189, so definitely struggling a little bit at the plate with 1 home run and 6 runs batted in through 37 at-bats, so not a big sample size. And a .601 OPS. Now, he made his Major League Baseball debut back with the Cincinnati Reds on August 27th, 2017. He steps in now. This is his 14th game in 2020. Happ in early danger here. Wallach showing bunt. He lays it down. Gary Sanchez will get to the ball and throw over to first in time. DJ LeMahieu covering the bag. So it is a 2-3 putout. Dickerson moves that to third base, and Miguel Rojas is now at second. So a no-out bunt from the Marlins catcher, and we will go to the top of the order now for John Birdie. He originally lined out to right field in his first at-bat just the last inning, We'll see now with 2 men in scoring position whether or not he can add to his team's already sizable lead. A slight shift, and of course the infield playing in on the grass with only 1 out. Birdie's average now down to 261 after his unsuccessful performance at the plate in trying to get a hit his last time around. He'll foul this one back, and it's going to be 0-1. Again, a fun little, fascinating story here. This is something personally, as a baseball fan, just in general, I think is really cool to see. Birdie was drafted in the 18th round, 559th overall back in 2011. Now, I don't know off the top of my head how many players that have a similar story are currently in the league being drafted so late into the amateur draft in any given year. But Birdie has made his way up through the minor leagues. Of course, now at the MLB level, the highest class in the sport. And not only is he playing in Major League Baseball, but he's the leadoff batter for a team who has the potential to go pretty far and substantially well into October, depending on the matchups. This is going to be a called strike now, so the Miami Marlins second baseman is down on the count 1-2. 1 out, runner on second and third, and that is Miguel Rojas and Corey Dickerson, respectively. John Birdie up at the plate now, Starling Marte on deck, and the 1-2 payoff pitch, fastball inside, called strike 3 from the home plate umpire, 2 away. So got him looking. If Happ can escape this jam, that is going to be huge for the New York Yankees. That one was slightly inside. The home plate umpire called it in favor of the Yankees starting pitcher. Now that was close. So you could argue that as a ball or strike 9 times out of 10. Compare that to the Aaron Judge strikeout, though. Very different start. This was a lot closer, or relatively closer to the plate than the pitch that Judge was punched out on. So here we go. Just taking a look here at my stats on MLB.com over to my right. Starling Marte steps in now, and he's actually on my fantasy baseball team. So he's a great player, of course, acquired by the Marlins, and that's actually a huge piece for this team right now. He's a veteran player, a player with veteran presence, at least in the clubhouse, who is skilled at what he does. He's got great craft and a good outfielder with the occasional pop in the bat. 6 homers this year, 27 RBIs. He struck out swinging back in the first. We'll foul this one back, so the count is 1-1. But again, 2 men in scoring position and 2 outs. So a big at-bat from Marte right here. He could bust the gates right open, make it a 4, 5, or 6-run ballgame, depending on any potential hit. Of course, assuming a single would score 2, that would put the Marlins up 5. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, and Marte will foul this one back and out of play. The count is 1-2. Marte at the plate, Jesus Aguilar in the batting circle, due up next. Thank you to each and every one of you currently in the chat right now and in the stream. I appreciate you all taking time out of your night to join me. As we cover Game 1 of 3 between the Miami Marlins and the New York Yankees, the last series of the regular season. The 1-2 payoff pitch, and it's going to run inside. It'll hit Marte on the hands, and the bases will be loaded. So a hit by pitch here. No place to put this batter. Jesus Aguilar will step in with 2 outs, and the bases loaded. So sorry about that. Looks like it maybe got a piece of his left forearm. Looking back at the replay, yeah, right here, right under the wrist of the Marlins outfielder. He takes a slow walk down to first base, seemingly and hopefully okay and healthy. Gary Sanchez is going to come out to the mound and kind of talk to J.A. Happ a little bit here, who is clearly struggling through 5 recorded outs. The bases are loaded. It is a 3-0 ball game in Miami's favor. And 2 men have been retired here in the top of the second. J.A. has thrown 46 pitches and will now have to face the Marlins' first baseman, who was acquired this winter by the team that primarily plays in Florida at home. A .287 batting average for Jesus Aguilar. He's got 8 home runs and 33 ribbies on the year, with the potential to add to both of those totals right now. Happ will step off, and we'll try this again. The first pitch of the at-bat, bases loaded. Fastball inside. Gary Sanchez tries to frame it, but his efforts aren't quite good enough as it'll be inside for ball 1. Aguilar ahead of the count here with a big opportunity, again, to bust the gate open, kick down the door here, and take a commanding lead over the New York Yankees. The 1-0 delivery. Fastball inside, again, off the black of the plate, but deemed a strike. The count is even now. So 1-1 as that fastball, 92 miles per hour, will clock in at and tie up the count. Jesus Aguilar, not thrilled. You can see he makes a face after that called strike. The home plate umpire doesn't seem to be doing a great job very early on in this game here. Off-speed pitch, perfectly placed up and away for called strike 2. And Happ has the potential to get out of this inning unscathed. Again, the count is 1-2, 2 outs, bases loaded. Dickerson on third, Rojas leading off a second, and Starling Marte on first. Fastball runs up and in, almost clips Aguilar. The count will be 2-2. I really don't see Happ going crazy far into this ballgame, especially with the fact that he is at 50 pitches already. He has not even gotten through 2 completed innings. His last 6 starts, we mentioned at the beginning of this stream, a sub-2 ERA. And in his last start, a 0 ERA, no earned runs through 8 innings. 9 strikeouts, gave up 4 hits, and won the ballgame. Aguilar will float this one out to right field. Aaron Judge will camp underneath it, and he will make the play. So a fly out to right field to end the inning. J.A. Happ gets out of it. No runs on 2 hits. 3 men left on base for the Miami Marlins offense. And we're going to head to the home half of the second. So right there, of course, Happ maybe hasn't gotten the greatest start to this ballgame. His team is now down 3-0. But that is a huge inning right there. It gives up 2 leadoff base hits. Or back-to-back hits to lead off the inning, rather, and then hits a batter, but gets out of the inning unscathed. That is what he has to do at the moment. When we do switch over to the bullpen, they're going to have to hold down the forts, especially if the Yankees are not currently winning the game at that point. I kind of want to go ahead and pull a Joe Buck here and say this is a must-win game for both teams, but it really is. I mean, you have the New York Yankees, who are trying to fight for home field advantage. It's been back and forth between who they're going to face, whether the White Sox or the Minnesota Twins. Either way, in both cases, they are the away team. That might not necessarily be what they expect or what they necessarily want to be the outcome, but if the Yankees make it past the first round, a lot of people are saying you don't want to face them, and I agree. I think if the Yankees make it past the wild card series, they are going to be a force to be reckoned with. As I'm talking about the postseason here, let's look at the American League seeding and bracket as things currently stand right now. So before the games and the matchups started for tonight, the Rays were 37-20, the best record in the American League, and they own the number 1 seed in their respective league here in the AL. The Twins are second, 35-22. The Oakland Athletics are the division leaders in their respective division. They are 34-22 in the number 3 seed. The White Sox 4, Yankees 5, Astros 6. And the two wildcard teams are currently the Cleveland Indians and the Toronto Blue Jays. Now, don't let the Indians fool you here. They may be a wildcard team, but they are 33-24. A very good record. Blue Jays are 30-27. Actually, the Astros have the worst win-loss record out of all 8 teams that I just mentioned. They are 29-28, good for a .509 win percentage. And as I'm talking here, Luke Voit is going to reach. Let's see. He pops this one up behind Jesus Aguilar. And because of the shift, he could not get back there in time. Right fielder Lewis Brinson would not be able to make the play either. So I'm going to score that as a leadoff single for the Yankees first baseman batting 5th tonight. So with that being said, let's go ahead and cover the Miami Marlins defense for tonight's game. Your battery is Sandy Alcantara and Chad Wallach. From left to right in the outfield, Corey Dickerson, Starling Marte, and Lewis Brinson. Jesus Aguilar, John Birdie, Miguel Rojas, and Brian Anderson are your infield starters from right to left, from first to third, and your designated hitter is Garrett Cooper. The count is 1-1 now to Gio Urshela. I mentioned this a little earlier on here, but he's in the midst of a 13-game hit streak in which I believe he is hitting over 400. The count's even 1-1 here. But yes, I'm actually, as I'm mentioning that here, the demographic pops up. He's hitting 451 in this 13-game span where he has gotten hit, at least one hit, in every game. He fouls this one back. It's 1-2. Luke Voit stands on first. A leadoff single could potentially get a rally going here for the New York Yankees, who are at an early deficit down 3 runs. The payoff pitch from Sandy Alcantara, and Gio Urshela will wave and miss. The fastball, 97 miles per hour. Strike 3. That's the second K of the ball game for the Marlins right-handed starting pitcher, and his 32nd strikeout on the season. So Urshela will go down swinging to bring up Gleyber Torres. Just a friendly reminder, Luke Voit leads off of first base. Now Gleyber is hitting .248 in 129 at-bats this year, with 3 home runs, 16 RBIs, and a .742 on-base plus slugging. The first pitch to him here is going to be a ball, and he's ahead in the count 1-0. This is Gleyber's 41st game. And if I'm doing my math correctly, this is the New York Yankees' 58th game of the season. I do believe that would make sense. And Gleyber's going to foul this one back. The count's even at 1. So Torres and Sanchez are actually batting back-to-back in the lineup tonight, 7th and 8th respectively. And both players have been struggling quite a bit at the plate. As I say it, Yankee shortstop Gleyber Torres, only 23 years old, will ground it over to Brian Anderson. Anderson to Birdie to Aguilar around the horn for a double play. 5-4-3. That will end the inning. No runs on 1 hit for the New York Yankees. Alcantara gets out of it after avoiding a leadoff single. No man left on base. We go to the top of the 3rd. Anderson, Cooper, and Brinson all due up. That is the heart of this Miami Marlins order. 4, 5, and 6 batters. Your third baseman, DH, and right fielder. 7:05 start tonight on September 25th, 2020. Now, flashback a little bit, or rewind a little bit rather, to when I said this year's just gone by very quickly. Well, yes, from a baseball standpoint, that's definitely been the case, but just calendar-wise, this has been a crazy year. Major League Baseball, sport-wise, we've seen roughly 57, 58 games for every team around the league, and the year is coming to a close now. The postseason is always a lot of fun. This year, it's going to be a little more exhilarating as we see 6 more teams added to the mix. Again, there has been an expanded postseason bracket. 3 more teams represent each league for a total of 8 on both sides. More than half the league makes it to September 29th or September 30th baseball, and they will be playing here in October. Now, that's a lot. A lot of teams will have opportunities here come early next week. Is that a bad thing? No, not at all, but it's going to be fun to see how things play out. The Cincinnati Reds, for example, are heating up here at the tail end of the season. 29-28, the only number 7 seed in the NL, and have a .509 win percentage. Now, they have been a fun team to watch recently. They went on a streak where they won 9 of 11 games. Trevor Bauer, my favorite pitcher in the game right now, is going off. Definitely an NL Cy Young Award candidate. I would give him the award, but I'm not a Major League Baseball writer, at least not yet. I think Trevor Bauer deserves that wholeheartedly. 10 times out of 10, the award should go to him, but not just him. The pitching staff there, Luis Castillo, Trevor Bauer, Sonny Gray. There's just so many talented pitchers and then hitters as well. I mean, that team is stacked. They're going to be fun to watch in the postseason. They should be making a berth here in just a few days, and it's going to be fun. So, as I'm kind of going on a little tangent here, Brian Anderson is going to ground out to the left side of the infield for 1 away in the top of the third. I believe that was a ground out to third baseman Gio Urshela, so we're going to score that 5-3. And it's now a 1-0 count to Garrett Cooper, the DH tonight for the visiting team. He's ahead of the count 1-0. J.A. Happ, number 33, has thrown 54 pitches. This fastball is going to be up right in the strike zone and a ball from the home plate umpire. This one I wish I could televise these games, sort of course, because copyright and because of restrictions all throughout. I cannot do that. But a perfect fastball belt high. I don't know how that misses. The home plate umpire calls it a ball. Now this one's going to miss inside, so it's 3-0. The count at least be 2-1. This has been a really tough game to watch from an umpire standpoint. As a fan standpoint, I'm rooting on the Yankees. That's my team. Just the man behind the plate making some really ridiculous calls here. Now, this one's down and away. Cooper goes to throw his bet to walk to first, and it's a called strike. So it's been very weird how this has played out. If you guys have Yes Network or can tune into the Yankees game on MLB TV, I suggest doing so. I would almost say that these are Angel Hernandez type calls, and we all know how infamous he is for being just terrible behind the dish. So it's an interesting standpoint to watch. The count is now full with 1 out to the Marlins' number 5 batter in the lineup tonight. So the 3-2, J.A. Happ has found himself in a lot of those counts today. Fastball down and in, fouled back from Cooper. And we're going to try it again. Count is full. Number 33 with the next pitch here in the at-bat. Called strike 3. That's a changeup down. Garrett Cooper frustrated. Don Mattingly's like, nah, I'm not going to go over here and get ejected. At least not just yet. I'm not going to follow Booney, but that was a close pitch. But this umpire has been consistently bad this game through 2.5 innings. So Cooper going to go down looking. That's the 3rd strikeout of the game for the Yankees southpaw. And he'll start the at-bat to Brinson with a ball. Okay. The Miami Marlins right fielder grounded out to second his first time around. We'll foul this one back. The count is 1-1. So some interesting calls being made out in the Bronx tonight so far. Marlins and Yankees, game 1 of 3. And at the time being, the Marlins have the upper hand, a 3-run lead. The Yankees have been held scoreless through 2 offensive innings. Two-one to Brinson. Fouled back and again out of play. We're going to try to get the count now, being 2-2 with 2 outs. Brinson hitting .255 with 3 home runs and 12 RBIs. Accompanied that with 4 stolen bases and a 7.15 OPS. He's not having a bad season whatsoever, and that was going into tonight. So, of course, now being 0 for 1, the average is a little bit lower. The 2-2, a 92-mile-per-hour fastball up and away, but he'll sky this one out to left field. The masked man, Clint Frazier, will camp under it for the third and final out, so a fly out to left field. That will end it for the Marlins. Top of the third, no hits, no runs, no man left on base, and it's the first 1-2-3 inning of the ballgame for pitcher J.A. Happ. We're going to go to the bottom of the third here. We've seen 3 runs plated, all from the Miami Marlins batters, but we'll see if maybe that can change here. So, diving in more to Sandy Alcantara and his pitching profile. He was born on September 7th, 1995, so he just recently turned 25 years old in the DR. He made his debut September 3rd, 2017. That was with the St. Louis Cardinals. Now, he would go 0 for 0 in 8 games with a 4.32 ERA. Hello to everyone in the chat, everyone joining the stream. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day here to tune in to the live stream. So looking more into Alcantara's stats, he was with the Cardinals in 2017, made his way over to Miami for 2018, 2019, and 2020. And he was acquired by Miami via the trade for Marcell Ozuna. So the Marlins traded Ozuna to the Cardinals, and in return they got left-handed pitcher Daniel Castano, right fielder Magnurius Sierra. I definitely pronounced that wrong. I butchered that name. I apologize. But then right-handed pitcher Sandy Alcantara. Now, Zach Gallen was also part of that trade. He's now with the Diamondbacks. But Alcantara was acquired back on December 14th, 2017, when Ozuna was sent out to St. Louis. Of course, now playing with the Braves, who own the number 2 seed in the NL. Alcantara steps onto the mound for his 3rd inning of work. He's allowed 1 hit and no runs to this point. Gary Sanchez steps in, and a fastball will be down and away for ball 1. Gary Sanchez, 148 at-bats here in 2020, a 142 batting average with 10 home runs, 24 runs batted in, and a 611 OPS. Now, he's a guy who really needs a big turnaround in this postseason. Granted, he's released the Kraken 10 times this year, but offensively has not performed entirely too well. The batting average is quite low. As I say that, he lines this one into left field over the leaping glove of Miguel Rojas, Marlins shortstop. It's going to be a one-hopper to left fielder Corey Dickerson, and he's aboard for a single. So a leadoff hit, the 2nd time in a row. Voit led off the 2nd inning with a single. Gary Sanchez will do the same thing here, but now in the bottom of the 3rd, and he's aboard. So, yeah, we really need to see a nice comeback from the Yankees' primary catcher. 10 home runs, not bad. The average is quite low. Him and Gleyber Torres struggled at the plate this year. But a guy who's really proved himself, Frazier, steps in now. The first pitch to him will be down and in, 97 miles per hour. The count's going to be 1-0. Frazier hitting .280 and 125 ABs. Accompany that with 8 homers, 26 ribbies, 2 stolen bases, and a .937 OPS. He's going to ground this one over to the left side of the infield. 5-4-3 double play. The 2nd double play in just as many innings. Sanchez is out. Frazier is out. 5-4-3. Anderson to Birdie to Aguilar. Again, the 2nd time right around the horn. And we'll go to the top of the order here for DJ LeMahieu. No men on and 2 outs. So the Yankees lose their opportunity to strike early, or not strike early, but potentially work down that deficit a little bit. Now, DJ LeMahieu leads the American League with a .353 batting average. Tim Anderson 2nd, .338. Jose Gray third, 325. So he's definitely leading the AL, at least by a small margin right now, as he gets ahead of the count 2-0 with the pitch inside. But Juan Soto is on his tail, batting 351 going into tonight's game. So it's going to be close to see who will come out the batting champ of the 2020 season. LeMahieu's going to foul this one back. But La Machine has been very good for New York. He's put up great numbers in 2019 and 2020. Will enter free agency after this season, which is a potentially scary topic there because, of course, you would think the Yankees go ahead and re-sign him, but he's going to be dealt a lot of money, at least you'd have to assume, with how great he's been and the power performer he's been at the plate in these parts of the last two seasons. Now, he will work a walk, a 3-1 count, but the 97-mile-per-hour fastball will miss down. So that is the, second walk Alcantara has issued. DJ now on first base with 2 outs for Aaron Judge. We've officially been shooting for just about an hour, which is awesome. I don't know exactly how long we're going to go for tonight. Probably 5 or 6 innings, give or take, a little more, maybe a little less, depending on the pace of the game. But in steps number 99, checks his swing. The home plate umpire says he went around. Strike one. So DJ leads off first. 2 men are out, and Aaron Judge is at the plate. Of course, in his last at-bat, he struck out looking. That was when Boone got ejected for arguing balls and strikes, but that was a fair argument right there. Not a good pitch to be rung up on. Way low in the zone, under the knees. I mean, we've seen inconsistency from this home plate umpire the entire game, but Aaron Judge will hit this one out to the wall in left field. It's good for extra bases, and DJ LeMahieu will stop at third base. So LeMahieu goes from first to third. Aaron Judge with a 2-out double. And that'll bring up the switch hitting Aaron Hicks. Now, for the first time this game, the Yankees are really threatening offensively to put some runs up on the board. Judge will lead off second. LeMahieu third for switch hitting Aaron Hicks, Yankees center fielder for tonight. Now, Hicks worked to walk back his first time around in the first inning. See what he can do here. His average still at 222. He's hit 5 homers and brought in 17 base runners this year. Backdoor pitch off speed, but called strike one yet again. 5 homers, 17 ribbies, a 784 OPS for Hicks. And he's down on the count 0-1. Alcantara, fastball. It's going to be roped down the right field line. Hicks will get an extra base hit out of it. DJ will score easily. Aaron Judge will be waved around. So Aaron Hicks with a 2 RBI double. Back-to-back extra base hits with 2 outs. And the Yankees are on the board. Make it a 3-2 ball game here in the third inning. A 2 RBI double for Aaron Hicks, and the Yankees are just down by 1 with Giancarlo Stanton coming up to the plate now. Great swing off the bat of Aaron Hicks. Lines it over the head of first baseman Jesus Aguilar. Tough to make a play on that. Fastball outside. Hicks stays with it and pulls it down the line for extra bases. A meeting now on the mound for Sandy Alcantara. But both Aarons have gotten doubles here with 2 outs. Cleanup batter and designated hitter Giancarlo Stanton will step in now. With the 2020 season, a lot has changed. The big thing is we went from a 162-game season to a 60-game season. But also, in that course of events, we lost the All-Star Game and the Home Run Derby, as well as Players Weekend, which has been very fun over the past few years in Major League Baseball. If you are unfamiliar with the set days, usually taking place in mid to late August, all Major League Baseball players have the opportunity to sport fun jerseys with a nickname of their choice on the back. It could be a nickname, their first name, their last name, whatever they want, of course, as long as it's appropriate. But Giancarlo Stanton has one of my personal favorites. His nickname the past few Players Weekends has been Parmesan Carlo, and I definitely miss Players Weekend this year. We usually make videos on the channel with the best nicknames throughout the league, and this year that was not possible as we lost the All-Star Game, the Home Run Derby, Players Weekend. The trade deadline was pushed back a month, so a lot of changes here. I'm just happy to have Major League Baseball this summer, and of course now this fall. Stanton fouls back a 2-0 count, so make it now 2-1. Hicks leads off second, and there are 2 away. The Yankees have put up 2 runs here with 2 outs and are down only 1. Stanton will wave and miss at an off-speed pitch down in the zone. The home plate umpire actually says it was foul tipped, so either way, it's going to be 2-2. On deck is the power bat of Luke Voit, who's already 1 for 1 with a single. Stanton struck out swinging back in the first inning to end the first offensively. He'll foul back a fastball that clocks in at 98 on the radar gun. With Alcantara's next throw, he will mark 50 pitches through 2 2/3 innings. So Alcantara versus Stanton will try it again, a 2-2 count with 2 outs. Hicks on second. The Yankees trail 2-3. Fastball inside. Giancarlo Stanton lines it down third base, but just foul. The third base line, rather. He doesn't line it down third base. He hits it down the line, exchanges his bat, and we'll go back to a 2-2 count. Try it again. So Sandy looking at his cheat sheet here, looking to see how he's going to go about trying to retire Stanton. And with this next throw, it'll be a delivery in a 2-2 count. Miami Marlins right-handed starter hasn't fared too poorly so far. He has given up 2 runs here in this inning, but still has a 1-run lead for his team. Stanton will take a fastball low, make the count full. Now, I don't know if you necessarily want to put Stanton on base via ball 4, or if you want him to reach at all with Luke Voit coming up next. We know what kind of season he's been having, and it's been a very good one. 21 homers, 49 RBIs for the Yankees first baseman. I believe has started like 36 straight games or something like that. An off-speed pitch down and away. Stanton will strike out for the second time this ball game. The Yankees strand base runner, but not before they put up their first 2 runs of the ball game. So 2 runs on 2 hits and 1 man left on base. The Yankees are only down by 1 as we go to the away half of the 4th inning. For the Miami Marlins, Corey Dickerson, Miguel Rojas, and Chad Wallach are all due up. Now, this is the same part of the order we saw in the second inning, to start the second inning, rather. It was the 7, 8, 9 batters to get things going. Dickerson and Rojas both singled their first time around, so we'll see what they can do in their second at-bat here in the 4th inning. Now, let's take a look here at J.A. Happ's updated ERA. Remember, going into this game, it was sitting at 3.25. That was with 8 games, and a 2-2 record is now up to 3.61. He's allowed 3 hits, 3 runs. Alcantara, 2 runs on 4 hits. This game is nowhere close to over just yet. Anyone can win it in the early stages still. And let's take a look at Major League Baseball scores around the league. So, wow, it's a blowout right now between the Orioles and the Toronto Blue Jays. The Baby Jays lead 10-2 in the middle of fifth inning. Of course, you know the score of the Marlins-Yankees game is 3-2 through 3 innings. The Padres and Giants are tied at 1 through 2.5. The Rockies are down 3-0 after 4. The Pirates and Indians are through 2.5 innings. Indians have a 1-run lead. Braves lead the Red Sox 1-0. And every other game is either just getting underway or has not yet started. Corey Dickerson steps in with a .262 average following his hit back in the second inning. And a backdoor off-speed pitch will be called for strike 2. So an 0-2 count to the Marlins lefty left fielder. Again, Dickerson, Rojas, and Wallach all do up. I'm butchering that name. I feel so bad. A changeup inside almost clips Corey, but instead it'll just be a ball. So 1-2 count with no outs. J.A. Happ has reached 67 pitches through 3 completed innings. I'd assume the Yankees want at least 5 innings of work out of him. We'll see if he can fare that. Now, Dickerson will reach first base on catcher's interference. He swings through the ball and knocks off the glove of Gary Sanchez. I believe that's like the 3rd or 4th catcher's interference from Sanchez behind the plate this season. Corey swings and on the follow-through hits off Gary's glove. Sanchez has had a really rough year. Defensively, offensively, he has not been looking great. Now, I doubt the Yankees are going to kind of put money into free agency other than to re-sign guys like Masahiro Tanaka and DJ LeMahieu, but honestly, JT Realmuto would be a huge help right now. Maybe even starting Kyle Higashioka over Gary Sanchez for a few games, because it's been interesting to see his gameplay unfold over the 58 games now that we have seen from the New York Yankees. Of course, he hasn't started all of them, but you know what I mean. So I don't know how to score that. I mean, of course, that's catcher's interference, but I don't know exactly what to put in the book. So I'll just abbreviate it. And now Corey Dickerson is on first. Miguel Rojas will see a strike, fastball on the outer edge, and that's pitch number 69 from Happ. Runner on first, no outs. Hopefully works in and out of trouble here. The 0-1 delivery to the shortstop, and it's 0-2. Fastball down and in right at the knees. Perfect spot from the veteran starter. He's ahead in the count here. Rojas, the Marlins catcher, that's how I'm going to reference him for at least the next little bit, because I do feel bad. I think I'm saying his name pretty wrong, but the Marlins catcher is on deck, and John Birdie might potentially find himself an at-bat this inning as well. Sanchez calls for a fastball up. Instead, it's just inside, knee high, but a ball. The count is 1-2. Happ attended Northwestern College. He was born in Peru, Illinois. Again, October 19th, 1982 is his birthday. He is 37 years of age. Stands 6'5", 205 pounds. Off-speed pitch inside, but runs a little too far inside, so it's ball 2. Happ looking to see if he can maybe hold the Marlins, get the Yankees offense to rally back and secure his 3rd win of the season. But right now, things aren't terribly promising. The 2-2 payoff pitch Dickerson leading off of first. Grounded and foul off the bat of Miguel. So we're going to do it again here. And a broken bat, or at least splintered bat. He'll exchange. Happ has now exceeded well over 70 pitches. He threw 29 in the first, 22 in the second, 13 in the third, and already 9 pitches here in the top half of the fourth frame. And he has not yet recorded it out here in this inning. The 2-2 payoff pitch. Fastball up and away. The count is now full. It's not clicking right now. Things are not happening to the extent that probably the Yankees would have preferred here in the opening game of this 3-game set. From 0-2 to 3-2, we'll see if Happ can either retire him or if he'll lose the batter here. Fastball, put it in play down the line. Gio Urshela, a phenomenal diving play. What an effort. He'll successfully grab the ball, throw it over in time to Luke Voit, and a wonderful 5-3 ground out, flashing the leather there. That allows Corey Dickerson to advance to second, but in the process, the Yankees do work an out. Beautiful play, flashing the leather from Gio Urshela, who has been very good for the New York Yankees in his entirety of his time there. Parts of 2.5 seasons, I want to say. See Gio Urshela here. He came over August 4th, 2018. He was traded to the New York Yankees. He was invited to spring training February 1st, 2019. So, yeah, 2019 to 2020, he's just been very good. No signs of regression whatsoever. And defensively or offensively, for that matter. He was born in Colombia, made his MLB debut on June 9th, 2015 with the Cleveland Indians. And was then sent over to the Blue Jays, now with the Yankees, and he has been amazing with them here on out. Head back to my depth chart screen here, and we're good to go. So the Marlins backstop finds himself in a 2-1 count with Corey Dickerson at second and 1 man away. Happ nearing 80 pitches. Number 79 will be good for strike 2 as the Marlins catcher waves and misses. Counts even 2. Runner on second and 1 out. The score of the Orioles-Blue Jays game is 10-3 in the 6th. Toronto, I'm personally very excited. They're one of my top favorite teams, of course, besides the New York Yankees, who are my number 1. But Yankees, Mets, Blue Jays, I always get questions like, how do you like all 3 of those teams? 2 are in the same division. And, of course, the Yankees and Mets are rivals just because they both play in New York. But, growing up, big fan of the Yankees. Of course, the Mets were also local, so I had to follow them. And I played on the Blue Jays in Little League, so I fell in love with that team. This first game I saw them on television, Josh Donaldson, amazing player. When I first started watching, their core was Edwin Encarnacion, Josh Donaldson, Jose Bautista, Troy Tulowitzki. That was an amazing team. I believe the last time they made it to the postseason was 2016, I think, 2016. And they haven't been there since. This year, they're back, and I'm excited. I'm rooting for them. If it comes down to Yankees, Blue Jays, which I don't think it will, but if that is the case, Yankees all day. So Chad will ground this one over to the left side, the glove side of Gio Urshela, the third baseman. It's going to be back-to-back 5-3 putouts, 2 away. Corey Dickerson will stay at second. So, again, 2 outs. Man on second. John Birdie down 0-2. here in the top of the fourth. Again, you really have to think that you're going to try to get at least 5 innings out of Jay. Depending on whether that will be the case or not, may be the difference maker in if we see him get the ball in Game 3 next week in the wildcard series, if that is a thing. A fly ball to center fielder Aaron Hicks will end the inning. So fly out to straightaway center. The catcher's interference does not come back to bite Gary Sanchez or the New York Yankees. No hits, no runs, 1 man left on base for the Marlins. And we're going to go to the home half of the fourth. Luke Voit, Gio Urshela, and Gleyber Torres will all see at-bats. James Anthony Happ is his full name. And going back to Players Weekend, as I mentioned in the third inning, his nickname would have been J.A. but like spelled out. So not J period A period. JDOT ADOT. That's fun. I just like that. I'm all for it. Let the players play. I love the bat flips. Tim Anderson, I love what he did last year. I love what he's continuing doing this year. I love when pitchers celebrate big strikeouts or just outs in general. Like, that's awesome. That's what you want to see because, this is them providing entertainment. Yes, they're getting paid for it, but they are showing millions and millions of fans, why their team is extremely good or, why they should stay loyal to the team. And, in and out, day in, day out, I'm following the Yankees no matter whether they're winning or losing. And any exciting moment, I want to see it celebrated, not just for my favorite team, but throughout the league. Like Trevor Bauer in his last regular season start, got into a few jams and struck out some, big at-bats. He got out of innings, and that was huge. He got very excited, and I'm all for that. I want to see emotion. I want to see just the players because they are people. Rob Manfred maybe might not say that's the case sometimes. It's very straightforward, kind of like robots. A lot of the press conferences, like they're generic, take it one day at a time or, we're in it for the win. We'll see how things go, whatever. But players, and this has been a big thing for the past few years, and, part of the reason why I love Trevor Bauer, just what he does for the media aspect of the game, and marketing. Players don't really show their personal sides. We see them on the field, and that's it. But really, Major League Baseball restricts them from doing much more than that. It is upsetting. It's unfortunate. And I think baseball will reach a lot younger audience if that was to be changed. But I thought that hasn't been the case. Trevor Bauer, love what he's doing. My favorite pitcher in the game. He has been for quite some time. I love his gameplay. I love just what he does with momentum, the brand he created for YouTube. He just seems like a really cool, chill person too. Like, his Bauer Bites episodes, if you watch him on Momentum, he hosts like players, former or current, and like just other people around and involved in baseball. And they just have like a round table and they talk over dinner about, the best things and the worst things in baseball and their experiences. And that's just so cool. That is where baseball should be. That's the direction hopefully we're heading into. As I'm rambling on here, Luke Voit is going to ground out to shortstop Miguel Rojas to start the home half of the fourth. So a 6-3 ground out. And now Gio Urshela will step in. So his 13-game hitting streak, or 13-game hitting streak, is still in the process. He struck out back in the first, and he's going to wave a miss here 0-1 to start this at-bat. But as I mentioned in the top half of this same inning, he has not regressed in any way, shape, or form. 2019, 442 at-bats, hitting .314 with 21 homers, 74 RBIs, and an .889 OPS. Compare that to this season, 139 at-bats, a .317 average with 6 home runs, 30 RBIs, 1 stolen base, and a .910 on-base plus slugging. Urshela's looked very good. He's down on the count 1-2 here. But he has been a big performer for the New York Yankees at the plate, especially stepping in at times where someone like Gleyber Torres or Gary Sanchez isn't. And I don't know what pitch that was. Off speed and slightly outside. Back door, but ball 2. And Urshela will swing and miss here for strike 3. That's his second strikeout of the ball game. Alcantara, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, has notched 5 Ks through 4 innings. And here we are. Hello to everyone in the stream and in the chat. Thank you for joining me today. I'm sorry if I sound like a broken record when I say that, but I try to repeat that as many times throughout the stream. I really do appreciate you guys sitting here with me, taking the time out of your days to listen to me call this Miami Marlins New York Yankees game. I do appreciate it. I would not be here without each and every one of you. Thank you all for your continued support. And with that being said, 2 outs, no one on, an 0-2 count for Gleyber. He's going to check his swing. The first base umpire says he does not go to make it 1-2. And the support as of recently, guys, has been tremendous. Thank you all. I mean, I really cannot stress how thankful and grateful I am for each and every one of you guys. But you have all been amazing recently. And, I'm excited to see where the future takes us. So 1-2 to Gleyber Torres. Pokes it up the middle, but because of the shift, John Birdie is right behind the second base bag. And that will end the inning. A 4-3 ground out. The Yankees score no runs on no hits and leave no men on base. We'll head to the top half of the 5th inning. Come on, Gleyber. Yeah, unfortunately, I did see that comment before he grounded up, and unfortunately, he did just ground out to end the inning. However, the Yankees do have some hope. Only down by 1 right now. Marlins 3, Yankees 2. We go to the top of the 5th. Starling Marte, Jesus Aguilar, and Brian Anderson will all have at-bats. That is your 2, 3, 4 batters in the Miami Marlins order. And we're going to go to the top of the 5th here. We've been streaming for almost an hour and a half. This game is some pretty average paced. Typically by the 6th inning, we're just about 2 hours into the live. And if that is the case today, that'll probably be the duration that we go for. So yeah, I did mention J.A. Happ's last 6 or 7 games. In his last 7 starts, he was 2-1 with a 2.4 ERA, 41 in the 3rd innings, 30 strikeouts, 11 earned runs, 7 walks, and 39 strikeouts, good for a .9 whip. And of course, it is a little bit different now because he's given up 3 runs in this start. But Happ is definitely a solid pitcher at his best. He was an all-star for the American League back in 2018 as a member of the Toronto Blue Jays. He was the pitcher of the year for the Toronto Blue Jays as well in that season. The Phillies pitcher of the year in 2009. And there we go. Let's see here. I'm looking at some of his stats from over the years as we wait for this game to come back. And here we go. J.A. Happ, first pitch to Starling Marte, who's going to dribble it over to Gleyber Torres at shortstop. But a 6-3 put out. 1 pitch went out from J.A. Happ. That's the kind of pace you need right now. Happ is trying to get through at least 5 innings, see if maybe the Yankees can come back and win this one for him. Now, Ronald Acuna Jr. crushed a home run, 495 feet today. And that's good for the longest distance-wise in Major League Baseball this season. They just showed a replay on Yes Network, and that ball was demolished. Ronald Acuna Jr., superstar of the Atlanta Braves, who are going to be a fun team to watch come next week. And right now they have the 2nd seed. They're 34-23, a .596 win percentage. Jesus Aguilar sees a strike for the first pitch of his at-bat. Nobody aboard and 1 away. Happ has thrown 85 pitches. And the second pitch of the at-bat to the first baseman is down for ball 1. Let's check the chat here, make sure I didn't miss anything. All right, there we go. Swing and a miss, strike two. Jesus Aguilar is down. I was just thinking because Jose Ramirez has made such a solid case for the American League Most Valuable Play award, at least as a candidate. He has been phenomenal, and the Indians do find themselves in the postseason at the moment. Let me read you off what his numbers have been offensively. 209 at-bats. He's hitting 292, 17 home runs, 46 ribbies, 10 stolen bases, a 384 on base, a 992 OPS. And his last 15 games, he's hitting 415. Ridiculous numbers. And the Cleveland Indians need a player like that, super utility, though he's only played at third base this year. But switch hitting third baseman, in which he's appeared in 55 games. He is so good. His slugging is 1.143 in the last 7 games that he's played. Ridiculous numbers. 28-year-old switch hitting Jose Ramirez. Just what a player right now. Indians have a lot of young talent. They're a fun team. They're going to be tough to beat. I feel like I'm saying this about a lot of teams for next week, but you really don't want to face a handful of teams come next week in the wild card series because they're going to be tough to beat. The Yankees are going to be one of them. The Indians, the Reds, the Dodgers, of course, they're always hard to beat. Best record in baseball, they're 40-17. They've hardly lost any games this year. But it's going to be fun. The Indians, a lot of young talent on the in the rotation, in the bullpen, and, of course, offensively, Lindor and Ramirez, the left side of the infield. Just awesome. So Jesus Aguilar going to ground out now to shortstop, so a 6-3 ground out again. Back-to-back dribblers over to the left side of the infield. 2 outs, nobody on, and J.A. Happ could make this his second 1-2-3 inning of the ball game. Checks his swing with the first base umpire, says he went around, so Brian Anderson is down 0-2. Now, he walks back in the first. He later scored on the Garrett Cooper 3-run home run, and in the third inning, he grounded out to third. So Anderson behind 0-2, takes a changeup low and away, just missing the spot is Happ, who has now thrown 93 pitches through 4 2/3 innings. In the dirt, the count is 2-2. And we are approaching 1,000 subscribers, 997 at the moment. That would be awesome to hit on stream while we are live. So if you guys haven't already, I do ask that you consider dropping a sub to the channel, supporting us here, getting us to 1,000 subs, which is something I personally, never dreamt of hitting. When I first started this channel 2 years ago, I never thought I'd be at this point. It has been crazy the amount of support that I have been getting over the past few weeks, months, and years. So thank you all so much. I cannot stress it enough. You guys are all awesome. Brian Anderson is going to ground out here again to the left side of the infield. That'll end the inning. So the second 1-2-3 inning that J.A. Happ has worked, veteran southpaw from the New York Yankees. And the score is going to remain 3-2 as we head to the home half of the 5th inning. No runs, no hits, no men left on base for the Marlins offense. I am checking here. We are 2 subscribers away. You guys are awesome. I really cannot thank you all enough. 2 away, 998. Super excited, guys. This is amazing. Right now, I am overjoyed. Even if we don't hit it on stream, this is just a milestone that is so amazing. I'm so thankful for. I can't stress it enough. I'm really at a loss for words right now. You guys are awesome. You're killing it with the support. I appreciate you all so much. So here we go. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Gary Sanchez, Clint Frazier, DJ LeMahieu will all find themselves up at bat, facing off against Sandy Alcantara, the righty starter for the Miami Marlins tonight. Standing at 6'5", 200 pounds. He's 25 years old, looking to win his 4th game of the season. Going into this inning, he will have the lead 3-2. 999 subscribers, guys. We are close. You guys are killing it. I cannot thank you enough. I'm so excited, guys. I'm so grateful. This is insane. You guys are awesome. 999 subs. Here we go. The bottom of the 5th is underway. Sandy Alcantara with his pitch to Gary Sanchez, and it's fouled back. We did it, guys. We have hit 1,000 subs. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for the support. This is great. I'm so happy that this was hit live. Here we go. You guys are incredible. Incredible. Thank you all so much. Gary Sanchez now down in the count 0-2. Here we go. You guys are awesome here. Gary Sanchez is going to go down. I don't even know what happened. He got out somehow. I'm paying attention to a multitude of different screens here. But you guys are awesome. So Gary Sanchez goes down. Clint Frazier grounds out to third baseman Brian Anderson. So that is a 5-3 ground out. And now we're going to go to the top of the order here for DJ LeMahieu, looking to get his first hit of the ballgame. Jonathan Loaisiga is warming up for the New York Yankees in the bullpen. And I would think he probably comes in here in the 6th inning once we get to that point. So DJ LeMahieu comes in. He is 0 for 1. He grounded out to short in the 1st, walked back in the 3rd, was the first run to be plated for the New York Yankees. And he's going to poke this one to right field. Diving is right fielder Lewis Brinson, and he's going to make the catch. A line out to right to end the inning. A very fast-paced outing for Sandy Alcantara there. Mows down the 8-9-1 batters for the New York Yankees. No hits, no runs, no men left on base. We're going to go to the top of the 6th. So that was quick. Top of the 6th inning, it's going to be Garrett Cooper, Lewis Brinson, who just made a phenomenal snag out in right field, and Corey Dickerson. So the designated hitter, the right fielder, and the left fielder are all due up. So I'm assuming Jonathan Loaisiga is going to come in here to relieve J-Happ, and I'm getting the notification on MLB At Bat as we speak regarding it. So yes, that is the case. It looks like we're going to see Johnny Els come in here in the top of the 6th. Now let's take you through some of his stats here this year. 11 games, 3 starts, and a 3.86 ERA. He is 3-0 on the year with 21 innings pitched, 21 strikeouts, and a 1.33 whip. So coming in out of relief for his 12th appearance, 25-year-old right-handed arm for the New York Yankees, stands 5'11", 165 pounds. And he made his debut back June 15th, 2018 with New York. He would go 2-0 in 2018, 2-2 in 2019, and currently sits, as I mentioned already, 3-0 in 2020. So here we go. I am seeing that Mike Clevenger has been gone down, or he's gone down with injury, sprained elbow. He's not ruled out for the wild card, but he is currently injured. So Clevenger is down. Of course, that was probably the biggest trade of the deadline this year. And what a trade it was. Huge package deal for the Indians. Of course, they send out Mike Clevenger, one of their better pitchers on the team this time around. And he has been phenomenal over the years. So here we are. Jonathan Loaisiga is going to come in to pitch to Garrett Cooper. And first pitch clocks in a 97-mile-per-hour fastball, but down on the count, 1-0. Fastball on the outer third of the plate and a called strike. Good pitch there from the Yankees reliever. Garrett Cooper steps in. He is currently 1 for 2, a 3-run home run, which is the difference maker in the game at the moment, and a strikeout looking in the third, in which he wasn't very happy with when it comes to the call. So here we are. Garrett Cooper down on the count 1-2. I actually have an autographed baseball card of his and Brian Anderson. It's 2 separate cards, but I have both of their autographs. Changeup going to miss inside. The count is even at 2. And we're going to try it again. The 2-2 delivery from Johnny, and it's a fastball, 97 miles per hour, up and in. What a pitch. Flied out directly to center field. Aaron Hicks hardly has moved, shades over to his left a tiny bit to make the snag. So it's going to be a fly out to center. Garrett Cooper is retired for the first out here in the top of the 6th. Strike 1, fastball right down the middle. Brinson takes it. That is a beautiful pitch from Loaisiga. And if we look at Brinson's stats going into tonight, he was hitting .255 with 3 home runs, 12 RBIs, and 4 stolen bases. He's going to wave and miss, add a fastball up and in. This one clocking in at 96. And he was actually a part of the Christian Yelich trade. So, of course, the Marlins sent now superstar, also then superstar, but now superstar Christian Yelich to the Brewers. In exchange, the Marlins received Isan Diaz, Jordan Yamamoto, and Lewis Brinson, as well as one more. Now, of course, Diaz, Yamamoto, and Brinson are all on the roster. Or Yamamoto was supposed to be making his debut this year. I believe he opted out. He did not make his debut. He was supposed to be a rookie this season. Isan Diaz is also hurt, I believe. So he is not playing at the moment. Actually, let me check here. I have the active roster up next to me. I should use it. Let's see. Who am I looking for? Isan Diaz. Yeah, he is not on the active roster or on the active list. So Brinson, a big part of the Marlins now, big role to fill with Christian Yelich. I'm sure if you're looking at him, you're like, I'm filling this guy's shoes. Like, that's ridiculous. But he's going to go down swinging here. I know some guys don't think like that. But, like who you're replacing or if you've been replaced by someone. This is a new age for the Marlins. They're working on a rebuild. They've made it out to be very successful this season. They've won, 29 games of 57. They're 29-28, a 509 win percentage. That might not necessarily get them the spot in a 162-game season, but it does now, and that's what matters. 60 games in, or 57 games in, they have won 29 of those, and they are in the spot, or in a good spot to make the postseason and the playoffs how they stand right now. In steps now, Corey Dickerson with 2 outs and 0-1 count. He's going to ground it over to the right side of the infield. DJ LeMahieu makes the play, throws it over to Luke Voigt in time, and it's a 4-3 ground out. A 1-2-3 inning for Johnny Loizaga as he comes in to relieve J.A. Happ for the first inning of work. No runs, no hits, no men left on base. And we'll go to the bottom of the 6th now. The Yankees still only trail by 1 run. Can easily come back in this game and win it. And here we go. In the 6th, it's going to be 2, 3, and 4. Aaron Judge, Aaron Hicks, Giancarlo Stanton. So here we go. Commercial break. We're getting there. We are heading to the bottom of the 6th. For those of you just joining us, it is Marlins Yankees. Miami, the visiting team, currently has a 3-2 lead. We're just about 2/3 of the way done with this ball game here. You guys have been killing it with the support. You are all awesome. Thank you for all joining the live today. We're going to keep going for as long as I can, really. And we'll probably do a 1K sub special once we do go ahead and maintain that spot. We did hit it briefly a little while ago. So once we are well over 1,000 subscribers, we will have a 1K special of some sort. I'm going to be doing something. It's going to be baseball related, of course. But I have to figure out if you guys have any ideas for me to do something once we hit 4 digits in the sub count. Let me know. You guys, I'm really still trying to comprehend everything that's going on. You guys are awesome. The support has been crazy today alone. A lot of you guys have been joining the team here, joining the community. I appreciate it. Thank you all so very much. And the bottom of the 6th is underway. The first pitch to Aaron Judge is inside for a ball. The second pitch is also a ball, so we're ahead 2-0 in the count for number 99. Now, Aaron is 1 for 2 in this ballgame. He had that big 2-out double back in the 3rd. That advanced DJ LeMahieu from first to third base. Aaron Hicks would come in next to have a double sent out to the wall. That scored 2 runs. Those are the only 2 runs the Yankees. Aaron Hicks, who was due up next. 2-1 after a foul ball. Number 99 steps in to try it again. Fastball in the lower 3rd of the zone. He fouls it off his leg. Have to hope he's okay. Of course, immediately I just get a little nervous because I'm not saying he's injury prone, but he's gotten hurt 1 or 2 times this season. And he's missed significant time because of it. So just, have to make sure he's okay and he's in the clear. He's getting back in the batter's box. He's fine. We're good to go. Yes Network is going back to the replay of Aaron Boone getting ejected. And this was an off-speed pitch in the zone for a ball. The count is now full. I'm not going to complain because Aaron Judge is up, my guy and my team. But then, okay, a low changeup down and in for called strike 3. This is rough. This home plate umpire not making the best of calls right now. So Aaron Judge going to go down looking again. That might not necessarily be his fault, though. So here we are with one way. Aaron Hicks is going to come up here, see if he can work some magic again by any chance. Maybe a solo home here to tie it up would be lovely. He'll see a fastball on the outer 3rd that he flies out to center field, but the play will be made by Starling Marte. So 2 outs now for Giancarlo Stanton. Hicks one pitch seen. Hicks sees a pitch, sends it to center for an out. 1 pitch, 1 out in that respect. So now Stanton comes up. He struck out both times around so far. Both times he struck out swinging. That was back in the 1st inning and in the 3rd inning. Now he'll try again and see if he can fare any better. With 2 away, and nobody on. The Yankees trail by 1 in the bottom of the 6th. This one going to be down and away for ball 1. Now, Giancarlo Stanton, flashback to the first game of the season. Yankees and Nationals. It wasn't just the first of the season for the Yankees. It was the first Major League Baseball game of the pandemic and of the delayed 2020 year. Stanton hit the first home run, and it was a shot. Really awesome and fun to watch. I called that game. Then I lost power, actually unexpectedly in the bottom of the first. The game would later get called due to inclement weather, and it would be an official game. But yes, Stanton had the first home run of the 2020 MLB season, so that's always really cool. The count is now 2-1 to Stanton. Make it 2-2 as he fouls back a fastball, 98 miles an hour. I was getting ready to say Yamamoto because I was thinking about rookies we were talking about before, for instance, with the trade. But Alcantara still looking very good. He's thrown 5 2/3 innings, 81 pitches, held the Yankees to only 2 earned runs. And the payoff pitch, Stanton swings and misses yet again. So 3 strikeouts for the Yankees designated hitter on the day. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strikeouts for right-handed starter Sandy Alcantara here in his 7th start of the season. No hits, no runs, no man left on base. We head to the top of the 7th, and the Yankees are slowly starting to run out of time here. They're only down 1, so not a big deficit. They can easily come back and make this game interesting. So here we go. We go to the top of the 7th, which I might be mistaken, but I think this is going to be the furthest we've gone into a live stream. Minus maybe a doubleheader. I want to say we got 7 innings in with a doubleheader stream, but I'm not quite sure if that is the case or not. So top of the 7th, it'll be Miguel Rojas, Chad, the catcher, and then top of the order, John Birdie. So the Marlins, of course, want to try to extend their lead that they currently are holding onto by 1 sole run. But Jonathan Loáisiga came in and shut them down in the 6th inning, relieved J.A. Happ, a 1-2-3 inning, got Garrett Cooper to fly out to center, struck out Lewis Brinson. I don't know why I keep saying Lewis Brinson struck out swinging. And then Corey Dickerson grounded out to second base. So we're going to see what Loáisiga can conjure up here in the 7th inning as he faces the 8, 9, and 1 batters. Rojas will step in, and on the day, he's 1 for 2, singling back in the 2nd. He made it to 2nd, but no further, and then grounded out to 3rd base in the top of the 4th. Loáisiga's first pitch of the inning is dribbled right back. PFP's Loáisiga gets a ground ball, which he throws over to Luke Voit. In time, 1 pitch, 1 out. So a 1-3 ground out to get the top of the 7th going. And I love hearing Yes Network broadcasts, or just broadcasts in general for Major League, especially ESPN. They have, former players typically. Alex Rodriguez is someone I definitely look up to. He calls games for ESPN. But we all know that pitchers occasionally, big example, John Lester, sometimes have trouble throwing over to first base or second base on a pickoff attempt. And it's just because of the incline, or the decline, rather, of the pitcher's mound. So when they're not on that hill and they're throwing from a flat surface, they're used to releasing up and coming down with the ball. So they try to do that again. They try to mimic that, and it negatively affects them because they're not going downhill. The momentum is not carrying downwards. So that's usually why you see an airmail ball go over the head of the first baseman, or it goes way past the second baseman on a pickoff attempt. But Loáisiga handled that perfectly, a dribbler right back to him. He took his time with the throw, got it in time, and the first out was recorded. So now Chad steps in. He's 1-2 behind in the count. He dribbled it in front of Gary Sanchez, who made the throw to first in time for his first at-bat. Grounded out to Gio, his second at-bat. It's going to ground it over to the left side of the infield this time around, and it's bobbled. The ball makes its way to the outfield. Clint Frazier comes in to throw, and let's see. Wallach here will reach on an error. So off the glove of Gio Urshela. Gleyber Torres almost is able to back him up, but it takes a weird turn off the glove, so he can't get there. And E5 will allow Chad to reach for the first time this ballgame. And now we go to John Birdie in the top of the seventh with one out and a runner on first. This one gets past Sanchez, but he keeps it in front of him to the extent where the base runner will not advance. And it's 1-0. So Birdie is 0 for 3. He's had very minimal success today. Striking out, looking back in the second, lining out to right in the first, and flying out to center, most recently back in the fourth inning. So here we go. A 1-1 count to the Marlins leadoff batter and right-handed second baseman. Jonathan Loaiza wants to maintain this one-run deficit for New York so we can hopefully come back and win. This one's grounded out to second baseman DJ LeMahieu, and he will go ahead and throw over to second base to get the force out and the lead runner. So Birdie reaches via a fielder's choice, and now Starling Marte will get his fourth at-bat with Birdie leading off at first. Now, he was hit by a pitch back in the second inning, and other than that is 0 for 2, striking out, swinging in the first, grounding out to shortstop in the fifth, and there's some confusion. He's looking back at the dugout, not stepping into the box. So we'll see what this is about. So technically, he's 0 for 2 with the Birdie, his oven mitt glove, so he can attempt to steal, or do what he's got to on the base pass. So Marte will step in for his fourth at-bat of the game, in which he's currently hitless. Loaiza has thrown 20 pitches, recorded 5 outs, and allowed no runs. A fastball down and away, 98 miles an hour for called strike one against the Marlins center fielder. Loaiza checks up on the base runner, and he's going to get back safely. So an 0-1 count here to Starling Marte. He'll offer and miss at a fast one. He's now behind in the count 0-2. So 0-2, 2 outs, and Birdie leading off of first. Now, he has 8 stolen bases on the year. With 2 outs and an 0-2 count, I don't think he's going to try to take off and snag second. But he has a nice little lead off of the bag over there. Loaiza looks over, but continues his delivery to home plate. A 97-mile-per-hour fastball, just an inch or two above the zone for the first ball of the at-bat. Loaiza has pitched well, and he has allowed no hits, but 2 base runners with an error, then the fielder's choice. Checking over on Birdie again, he'll get back there in time. Now, Marte, of course, debuted with the Pirates on July 26, 2012. We talked about that a bit, and then he went over the D-backs. He's now with the Marlins. And another pickoff attempt that is unsuccessful. Birdie, a huge lead off of first base right here. And backdoor slider, seems to be, for ball 2. So a 2-2 count, 2 outs. I'll run around first, and it's the top of the 7th. Marlins lead 3-2. Johnny Els will deliver towards home. Birdie fakes the stolen base attempt, but Marte will chop it over to Gleyber Torres. The throw pulls Luke Voit off the bag, and Marte is safe. Birdie now advances to third as his aggressive base running moves him up 2 spots on the infield base paths. So Gleyber Torres, a wild throw. That's an E6. Not even necessarily wild, though, just one that pulls him off the bag. So Marte is safe via the error. Birdie advances to third. And we're going to have to do it again. Now Jesus Aguilar steps in, and that is officially scored an error, which is what I would have assumed anyway. Aguilar is 0 for 2. He flew out to right. He grounded out to short, but in his first at-bat, he walked and later scored on the Garrett Cooper 3-run home run. So the Marlins really threatening here, potentially putting on a 2-out rally of some sort. They're really getting lucky here. An error, 2 errors off the gloves of Yankee infielders, both on the left side, Gio Urshela and Gleyber Torres. Fastball just outside. Gary Sanchez makes a good attempt to try to frame it, but it will be deemed a ball by the home plate umpire. So Loaiza's pitch count now up to 26. He's gotten 5 outs. Still has not allowed a hit, but 3 base runners in this inning alone via errors and fielder's choice plays. Aguilar will foul one off his leg. And the Yankees defense have 45 errors this season, as I'm reading. Second most in Major League Baseball. The Pittsburgh Pirates are the only team with more errors than New York, and they have 46, just 1 more. Hello to everyone in the chat joining the stream. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your day to tune in here today as I'm calling the Marlins and the Yankees game 1 of 3. The last series of the regular season. Marte takes off to try to steal, but Aguilar will foul it back, and Starling will have to retreat to first. I kind of needed that stolen base for my fantasy team, but that's okay. So Marte goes back to second, and Aguilar will step in again with a 1-2 count. What's the score? Well, the score is 3-2. The Miami Marlins lead by 1 in the top of the 7th with runners at the corners and 2 outs. Holder is warming up for the New York Yankees, and I would assume he comes in to relieve Jonathan Loaiza in the 8th. So runners at the corners, a 1-2 count to the Marlins first baseman. 2 away. And it's a fastball right down the heart of the plate. Aguilar slams his bat into the ground. It's popped right behind the infield grass. DJ LeMahieu backpedals and makes the catch. That will end the inning. It got a little scary there for a second, but the Yankees do get out of it. They survive the 2 errors that were made, and we'll head to the bottom of the 7th. The Yankees down 3-2. Hopefully we rally. Yes, I do hope that is the case as well. Now, I do have some fun information. Not information, just something cool for next week. Of course, the postseason starts September 29th. The wildcard series games for the American League will take place starting next Tuesday. Now, I will be streaming as many of those games as possible. And as I'm doing that, you will see a quite different layout for my lives. Yesterday, I did a test stream with my live streaming software, and I set up a scoreboard. You got logos and graphics all over the place. It's going to be really fun. I was going to start it today, but I wanted to implement it first with the postseason. I thought that'd be a good time to start everything. So we will go ahead and start all of that come next Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever I stream the first postseason game. So graphics, there's going to be a scoreboard, the inning, the date, the series, the logos for the two teams that are playing. I'm super excited. I spent some time doing that yesterday. We did a test stream, which some of you joined for, which was awesome. And here we go. So we go to the bottom of the seventh. Yankees down 3-2. Worst part of the Yankees lineup is the automatic out Stanton and Judge. Yeah, they're not looking really good right now. It's pretty obvious. Now, Judge, though, not to say that this is a great performance, but Judge is currently 1 for 3 with a double and 2 strikeouts. That double was big, though. It allowed DJ LeMay to get to third, his RBI double. Confused about the postseason format? Are there home games or is it all one place? Okay, so there is a postseason bubble, and we did a video on this, I want to say like a week ago, explaining everything that's going on. It is very confusing. It's kind of hard to wrap your head around because the way some articles phrase it, it doesn't necessarily make sense all of the time, but I'm going to try to explain it to the best of my ability because it is a little tricky. Now, the wild card series, 8 teams per league. All 8 teams will take place in the wild card series. Typically, it's 2 teams and a 1-game set. This year, all 8 teams, so 4 matchups in the AL for you between the 1 and 8 seeds, the 2 and 7 seeds, the 3 and 6, and the 4 and 5. The higher seed out of all 4 matchups will get home field advantage. Home field advantage will be in play only for the wild card set. So that best of 3. This first round, home field advantage is in play. After that, there are designated locations and ballparks to be played at for the Division Series, the Championship Series, and the World Series. So home field advantage is only in the Wild Card Series. After that, that is it. So there are set locations and bubbles. Hopefully that makes sense. I hope I cleared that up for you a little bit. It is confusing. It's a little difficult to wrap your head around. At first, it was the same way for me too. But yeah, home field advantage in the wildcard series. After that, it's set locations and home field goes to, or home field advantage, home team goes to the best seed. So there you have it. Luke Voigt will step in. 0-1 count here in the bottom of the second. Voigt is, let's see. He is 1 for 2 at the moment. He singled back in the second and was out on a double play. Now, following the double play, that was back in the second inning. His next at-bat came in the fourth, in which he grounded out to shortstop. He's going to wave and miss here. The count is 1-2. Sandy Alcantara, Marlins right-handed starter, still in this ballgame, looking very good. 85 pitches and a 1-2 count, only allowed 2 hits. Luke Voigt smacks this one into left field. It's going to be good for a single. And Voigt is aboard for the second time this game. Love the Yankees, but Stanton, Judge, Sanchez need a tennis racket. Yeah, I mean, they're not swinging the bat all too well. You know, at least not just yet. You have to hope that the postseason environment kind of changes things a little bit. I mean, you have guys, Masahiro Tanaka, Garrett Cole, they have a very good track record in the postseason. Our pitching hopefully will be better than it has been in some cases this regular season. It's going to come down to offense. We're poised to set up against the White Sox or the Indians. And as I'm talking, Gio Urshela grounds out to third, 5-4-3 double play. The third time this game the Yankees have entered into double play, or the Twins. Both teams are very good, very talented, at the most be a designated hitter because Garrett Cole pitches a whole lot better to Kyle Higashioka. Sanchez is just really struggling this year, not catching well, not hitting well. It's a little rough to watch him. Somewhat of a decline as of 2019 to 2020. But, you know, it's been rough. It's been up and down for the Yankees. Judge and Stanton have both been hurt. I thought that they would maybe be AL MVP candidates if they were all healthy. Neither one of them were healthy for the entirety of the season. A lot missed significant playing time. It is what it is. Double play. I'm right there with you. That's the third double play the Yankees offense has hit into. And It's quite frustrating. It is, because the Yankees, we have good sticks on the team. We're down by 1 run. We came back and pieced it together in the third, and ever since, we just kind of been not looking too good. Alcantara has been lights out. How do you lose to the Blue Jays? Didn't even play in their home stadium. I mean, yeah, it's been an interesting season in regards to the Blue Jays playing in Buffalo. Now, of course, the stadium is a bit different because it's a minor league team, or it belongs to a minor league team, and the Blue Jays didn't have access to Canada, and neither did the 29 other Major League Baseball teams that would have had to travel. Well, not all 29 would have had to travel, but the 9 other teams that would have potentially had to travel to Canada wouldn't have had access. So they played in Buffalo, and the Blue Jays definitely get the upper hand there a lot of the time, but they rake in Buffalo. Like, they hit the ball very well out there. Good for them. They have a young team. They are pretty talented. So I'm excited to see what they can do, how far they will go. And we'll kind of see, from there. If they do make it past, I think right now they're set up to play the Rays. So if they can beat the Rays, that's awesome. But Nick, don't hold your breath. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm not going to expect too much just yet, because baseball, anything can happen. And we know the Yankees have had some really good stretches this year, but they've also been struggling a lot. They started the year off, I believe it was like 16-6, right? Then they lose a whole bunch. They get just ahead of 500. They go on a 10-game win streak. They're losing the majority of the last few games now. Very back-and-forth gameplay. Postseason Yankees has to be a different form than what we're seeing in the regular season, and that's the case. And, of course, 60 games is 102 games less than what they're used to. It's a different stretch. It's a lot more competitive. There's a lot going on. You have to work on off days and a spring training or summer camp or whatever. Guys are getting hurt. A lot to handle. Unprecedented times, an unprecedented season for sure. As we are going through here, kind of discussing the Yankees and what they've been doing this year, we're going to go ahead and take a look at Zach Britton, who is now coming in to relieve Jonathan Loaizaga, who pitched 2 good innings for the Yankees, held the Marlins to no runs. I believe didn't give up a hit either. Stanton, I mean, they did win 10 in a row. I'm going to kind of air quote like best players. But no, when they are healthy, Judge and Stanton are very good. Just this year, it's different. It is different. An adjustment. So, I don't make excuses for him, because that's not the way to go about it. But you'll have to hope come September 29th, next Tuesday, things change. Just let me see here. Brian Anderson for the first at-bat, and the count's going to be 1-1. Now, Zach has pitched in 19 games this season. He's not started any. He's just always come out of the bullpen. He's recorded a 1-2 win-loss record with 8 saves. A 2.00 ERA has been posted by the lefty in 18 innings with 15 strikeouts and a 1.06 whip. He's ahead of the count now, 1-2. You need to hold the Marlins to 3 runs in total. You cannot let them score right now, especially when the Yankees bats have been very lackluster for the majority of this ballgame. Okay. 95 miles per hour. I want to say it was a fastball down and away. The count's going to be even 2-2. So here we are, 2-2. Britton to Anderson. And as I mentioned a little bit early on, for those who collect baseball cards, I have Anderson's rookie card auto, which is super cool. Guys, this has been a super successful stream. Thank you all so much. We've had so many people popping in the live chat, talking baseball, talking Yankees. You guys are all awesome. I appreciate you all, each and every one of you, very much. I would not be where I am without you guys. You guys rock. Your support is amazing, and you guys are the best. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Cannot stress that enough. The 2-2 payoff pitch from Britton, inside, full count. I blame Boom. It's hard to blame any one particular person. Of course, Boone, typically it would seem he's at the back end of things because he's the manager. But I do think that he's handled the injuries very well. He's sticking up for his players. I mean, he got ejected in the first inning, standing up for Aaron Judge. You know, of course, that's what a manager should do, right? But this is definitely a team that knows what it's like to go through the up and downs with injuries, not have your best players always available. We saw it all of 2019. We saw guys who would typically be AAA or maybe B team guys, and they started a lot. They played consistently throughout the year and performed extremely well. And I want to say Gio Urshela, because if it wasn't for injuries, maybe Urshela would not have been the Gio god that we all knew him from last year. And as I'm saying this, the second diving play over at the hot corner with the glove of Gio Urshela, I'm telling you guys, this guy, I love him as a third baseman. Miguel Andujar has not gotten a lot of playing time. He's optioned right now. He's down. I don't really think he's going to be up a whole lot with the postseason. But I mean, I really like what Gio Urshela has done for us on both sides of the ball. And injuries essentially gave us the opportunity to see what he's worth. So there's that. That's always super cool. Just to kind of see, you know, these lower, not necessarily lower end guys, maybe these guys who wouldn't necessarily have their big shot in Major League Baseball. Like John Birdie is a perfect example. He was the 559th overall selection in his draft class back in 2011. Like, that's ridiculous. He's in Major League, not ridiculous in a bad way, but like he made it into a Major League level after being 559th overall. Like, he is the definition of hard work. And he made it all this way because he's determined and he climbed his ranks, you know? And we see a lot of other players like that too. Like, you know, they get drafted late and they make their way into a Major League Baseball roster and they stick and they do really well. So here we go, guys. We are at 1 out, 0-2 count here in the top of the 8th. Now, I lost track for time in my book because I ran out of space inning-wise. So I'm not really keeping track necessarily of what each person's doing individually. However, I am going ahead. Burr is livid. Not happy whatsoever. I mean, the umpire. Whoa, man. The umpire has not been great this game. That's a good pitch from Britton. A very good pitch from Britton. But Garrett Cooper thinks it's low. Not thrilled. I mean, is what it is. Judge got struck out on a pitch nowhere close. That's the second time that Cooper is really making gestures and showing his emotions when it comes to being struck out looking. He didn't get ejected, though. Like, the ump was very quick to throw Boone out of this game, but that necessarily was not the case with the Marlins designated hitter. So, yeah, we're going to probably do like a little watch with me now. I'm going through stats and everything, you know, watching the game, talking to you guys, interacting with everyone in the live chat. So you guys have any questions for me, or if you want to talk about anything baseball related, drop them in the chat because I'm here. And I'm going to try to stay for the entire length of this ball game. So until the last out is recorded, I would love to go ahead and be live. So that's what I'm going to aim for. And there we go. So we have time for that point. It is still a 3-2 ball game if you're just joining me here. The Marlins lead the Yankees by 1 in the top of the 8th. And we are going to see if the Yankees can finally make a comeback. Two now on Lewis Brinson as he fouls this one back. You guys are awesome. Thank you all for the continued support. You rock. I cannot stress that enough. I really am so entirely and so grateful for all of you, because I would not be where I am without you guys. You're amazing. Like, I never thought when I started YouTube 2 years, I mentioned this an hour or so ago, but, you know, I never thought I'd be where I am at this point. At least, this early on, I've only been on YouTube for a little over 2 years, which is insane. It's gone by like that. but so is the season, so is this year. You guys have made this all very enjoyable, and I cannot wait to see where the future takes us. So Brinson is going to ground out. He slams his helmet into the ground, and that ends the inning. And we go to the bottom half, the home half of the eighth. See if the Yankees can finally at least tie it or take a lead or do something. I want to see them win this one, of course, So I believe I said earlier, if the Marlins win and the Phillies lose, Miami clinches their spot in the postseason. Let's check the scores right now. The Phillies and Rays are tied 4-4 in the middle of the eighth inning. So that's a big game right now. That is a big game, big opportunity for the Miami Marlins to maybe sneak in there and guarantee themselves a spot next week, Tuesday and Wednesday. So here we go. Bottom of the eighth inning. I'm going to see who's up on my phone because, again, I ran out of room in my scorebook, but that's okay. Let's go ahead here. See if Sandy Alcantara is still in this ballgame, who, by the way, is absolutely shoving 2 earned runs on 5 hits through 7. It's going to be, let's see here. I want to say Gary Sanchez leading it off. Yeah, so Sanchez, Frazier, and LeMahieu. And Sandy, Miami Marlins starter, 6'5", 200-pound right-handed pitcher, is still in this ballgame. Throwing, not necessarily a gem, because he's going up a few runs, but a very good game. Let's look at his stats. Now, I know in his last appearance, which was on September 20th against the Washington Nationals, he won the game through 6 innings, 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks. And he is dominating the Yankees lineup right now. Here in this one, Friday, September 25th, 2020, Miami Marlins, New York Yankees, game 1 of 3 in the final series of the regular season. Called strike 1 to Gary Sanchez. And the fastball going to miss down and in. Counts even now. It is insane that Alcantara is still throwing 97 and very consistent. He is shredding through the Yankees 1-9 right now. As I say that, maybe that was a jinx, which would be great because I want to see the Yankees win. But as I say that, Gary Sanchez pokes a little grounder through the left side of the infield. Good for a base hit. Leadoff man is on. All we need is a home run right now, and we have the lead. Or a base hit. And looks like Gary Sanchez is done for this ballgame. We're going to bring in a pinch runner. So I'd assume Kyle Higashioka or Eric Kratz replaces him defensively. But right now, Mike Tauchman is standing on first. Let's not ground into double play. I'm right there with you. Let's not that, please. I think the total's 3 times now we've done that already this game. We've wasted so many good opportunities. Let's get Tauchman. Maybe steal a base. I feel like that would be kind of obvious. Because you want to avoid the double play. We'll see. And he almost gets picked off. Not really. But the throw back to first is not in time. Clint Frazier is in right now. And big opportunity right here. He's proved himself to be a very reliable and a great player and person on the New York Yankees this year. He's completely changed his mentality, it seems like. He's stepped up. He's performed very well at the plate and in the outfield. He's making great plays defensively. Last year, he was headlining for botching easy plays in right field or left field. This year, he's diving, he's laying out, making spectacular snags, hitting the ball well. I believe the average is right around 280. Going into tonight, he had 8 home runs and 26 RBIs before tonight, hitting 280 and 125 at-bats. 2 stolen bases and a 937 OPS. He's ahead in the count 2-0 right now. You have to admire what this guy's doing. He changed as a person, his mentality on and off the field. His game has gotten so much better. Very respectable player. And he's young. I really like what he's done this year. And a big opportunity for him to right now get the Yankees in this. A single even is good. We just need a base hit. Talkman could probably get from first to third, depending on where it's hit. But of course, we want to take the lead. A bloop and a blast would be awesome. Gary Sanchez's single, and then a Frazier home run, something like that. But what the Yankees need to start breaking the ice. They're down 1 run in the bottom of the 8th. Nobody outs, a 2-0 count. Talkman is 6 for 6 in stolen base attempts. So you have to hope that the Yankees can get something here. Two-0 from Sandy, and it's a 97 mile per hour fastball, check swing, and fouled off the bat. So there we go. All right. Clint Frazier, starting in left field tonight, is ahead in the count 2-1. Talkman on first. Now, Clint has appeared in 6 games at left field and 28 games in right field. So he has played the corner outfield positions a little bit. Typically, when he does play left, he takes over for Brett Gardner and gives him an off day. Now, I love the whole Gardner-Frazier turtleneck thing. I just think that's awesome. But, it's fun. Just this Yankees team is somewhat young and exciting and energizing. And Clint Frazier out to right field. Is it foul? Let's see. I can't tell. I thought it was gone. And it dropped right beforehand. Oh, it just does get to the right of the foul line. Oh my goodness. I thought maybe for a second, Clint Frazier had a big extra base hit. But it seemed like the wind kind of pushed it out of play and into foul territory. Hello. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Thank you all for joining and supporting me here tonight and each and every day on the channel. You guys rock. Talkman tries to steal a base, and he's in there easily. The throw from Chad Wallach down to John Birdie, not in time. Talkman is now 7 for 7. 7 attempts, 7 stolen bases. Let's go, Mike. We got a runner in scoring position. Nobody out. I'm staying on the stream till the end of the game or until the Yankees have the lead, whatever. Let's go. Now's the time for New York to pull ahead and at least tie this ball game up. There seems to be some confusion. The umpires are gathering. Trying to see what happened here. The count is full to Frazier. And I think that's Phil Nevin who's upset. I don't know what's going on. I can't hear the audio, of course. But it looked like a base coach was pretty furious. I want to say maybe not Phil Nevin. I can't tell from here. I don't know what the issue would be, though. I don't know what the issue is. He was in there safely. He's back to first. Yes, I do. And thank you so much. I mean, I'm honestly in shock. I'm at a loss for words. You guys are awesome. The support has been unreal. But there we go, guys. What a milestone. And we hit it live. Clint Frazier strikes out, breaks the bat over his leg. And we are at 1,000 subs. So thank you all so much. Talkman got sent back. I'm going to see if I can look up what happened there. And Frazier is livid. Full count. That was ball 4. Expletive. It hit the ump's face guard. Chad's hand, like the ball. What happened there? What hit his face guard? Let's see if I can find a replay. Thank you. His hand. That's okay. So I get, is that considered interference? I don't really know how they'd put that. But okay, so talking back to first, Frazier struck out, so it's 1 out, and Mike Tauchman leading off of first base. DJ LeMahieu will come up, and Yimi Garcia is going to come in to relieve Sandy Alcantara. Hello to everyone in the chat. Hello, hello. You guys are awesome. Thank you for the continued support. Let's go ahead here and check out the numbers for Yimi Garcia. That could possibly ruin the inning for sure. Talkman, that I don't think I've ever seen before. I don't think I've ever seen an umpire interference, whatever that may be. What am I doing here? All right, Yimi Garcia for the Miami Marlins. Sports number 93 on the back of his jersey, a right-handed reliever, stands 6 foot 2 inches tall, 228 pounds, and is 30 years old. This year, he is 3-0 in 13 games, a .63 ERA with 1 save in 14 1/3 innings, 18 strikeouts, and a .91 whip. Needless to say, he's done very well in the 13 outings he's appeared in. So hopefully the Yankees can maybe change the script, rewrite it here in the bottom of the 8th. Oh my goodness. Getting excited, but here we are. So I think Phil Nevin is over there talking a little bit. That's upsetting. Mike Tauchman being out at first base really, really hurts right now. Because as mentioned in the chat, that could potentially be a deciding factor in the way this ballgame ends. So Garcia steps in. The first man he's going to face is DJ LeMahieu, who may or may not still be leading Major League Baseball in batting average. But the home plate umpire has been absolutely terrible this game. Calling balls and strikes, and now I don't know if that's home plate umpire interference or not, or if that's maybe just Chad Wallach's hand going all the way back and hitting the face guard. Either way, that's unfortunate for the Yankees. That's really terrible. But here we go. Let's try it. LeMahieu hitting .351. He's 0 for 2 today. He walked in the third, scored on the Aaron Hicks RBI double. That's still the last RBI hit we've seen. It scored both DJ LeMahieu and Aaron Judge back in the third. So I don't know what the Yankees have up their sleeves. 5 offensive outs remaining at the most, unless we tie this game and go into extras. This is a very important game here. Maybe not as much for the Yankees. They are chasing after home field advantage. Of course, they want to play in the wild card series in the Bronx. But you also just want to win this game because you want to have some sort of momentum going to the postseason. That may or may not make a difference, because you're going to have an off day anyway. Sunday being the last game of the regular season. Monday you're off. Tuesday, you get right into it. Postseason action right then and there. So I don't know. I don't know how important it is to have a winning streak or some possible momentum behind you. But I'm sure it definitely would help knowing that the team is playing well, cohesively and collectively as a whole. The count is 2-1 to Yankee second baseman DJ LeMahieu, the machine. Both Chad Green and Aroldis Chapman are warming up because this is a very important situation going into the top of the 9th. Whether the Yankees are up or not, or tied or not, you need to hold them still. And as mentioned in the chat right now, when the Yankees are hot, they look unstoppable. Most definitely. They have gone on some really great streaks. They won 10 in a row. They've lost majority after that, but that's okay. We're not going to mention that too much. We've talked about that already. We've touched on it. But 10-game win streak. And then you started the season off 8-1, and then 16-6. Like, that's a really nice streak for this Yankees organization. And if they make it past the wild card series, which I really hope they do, I hope that they are unstoppable there on out. So the delivery on a 2-2 count to DJ is a fastball elevated above the zone, and the Yankee second baseman will wave and miss. So 2 outs now. Talkman on first. It is still a 3-2 ball game. So Yimi Garcia has thrown 5 pitches. They've all looked pretty nasty. And now Aaron Judge steps in. Could this maybe be the turning point? Oh, okay. A turning point it is. Yimi Garcia tries to pick off Talkman. The throw gets way by Jesus Aguilar. And we get through to second base. So Talkman is in scoring position now. And a single scores the tying run. I was going to say, can we change the script here with Aaron Judge and maybe make this a turning point for him? He struggled a little bit since returning off the IL, but maybe, just maybe, a big RBI hit here can get the Yankees back in this, get Judge back in the swing of things and ready for the postseason. He's going to check his swing, and the first base umpire says he does not go around, so it's 1-0. Talkman being in scoring position is nice. You know, again, a single can score him. Judge looking for his 10th home run on the year. He could potentially get it here. 1 for 3 in this ballgame with a double, and he scored. Judge sends this one out to right field. It's going to fall in front of Lewis Brinson. It'll get down, and Mike Talkman will score from second base. This game is tied. Let's go, Aaron Judge. Huge RBI single. That could be a turning point for him. 2 games left after this in the regular season. That is huge that he got on top of that ball right there, or got underneath it really, but that he got on top of Yimi Garcia, got the ball to fall. An RBI single ties this game up at 3 in the bottom of the 8th. We're not done yet. 2 outs. We still have Aaron Hicks stepping in. Yimi Garcia, oh my God, I feel so bad though. Yimi Garcia looks terribly distraught on the mound. And Sandy Alcantara is panned over now on the camera, and he is just staring into nowhere. I feel so bad. The Marlins pitchers have done extremely well this game. This game has been, it's been interesting. First, home plate umpire calling whatever he wants. Aaron Boone getting ejected in the first. Hap giving up a 3-run run in the first inning, which put us down for quite some time. In the bottom of the 3rd, Hicks comes up, 2 RBI double. We're in it. It looks like we're getting the bats going. Then nothing until the bottom of the 8th. Hap continues to dominate over the next few innings, even though he looks a little shaky. Loizaga comes in. 2 innings, good stuff. Britton shuts it down. And we're back in this ballgame with an Aaron Judge RBI single. Hicks to the sticks, maybe. It's a 1-2 count. He's going to swing and miss here. And, 1-2, 2 outs. Judge on first. So Aaron Hicks, a 1-2 count, 2 outs. Aaron Judge on first. This game is tied 3-3 in the bottom of the 8th. And a fastball up and in. Hicks will foul it back and out of play. The count remains 1-2. And now the Phillies are losing 4-6 in the bottom of the 8th inning. So if the Marlins win this and the Phillies continue to lose, the Marlins clinch. I do not have donations enabled. That is very nice of you, but that is not necessary. It is okay. It is okay. I'm not looking for that. I'm here to have a fun experience with my viewers, my subscribers, everyone who supports the channel. I'm here for me to get better, because this is something I do want to pursue in the future. Very, very nice, but I'm okay. Thank you so much. And back to the ball game. Bottom of the 8th. Huge opportunity. You have to assume. I would think Chad Green comes in top of the 9th, unless the Yankees take a lead here, and then Chapman might come in to close it out. 2-2 and fouled back again, so the count will remain tied. 2-2, 2 outs, runner on first. He got the baseball in the booth. Yes, I did see that. That was that's really cool. That's really that's super fun to see, because fans can't catch baseballs. It's something I really do miss is Zach Campbell videos on YouTube. I miss watching him upload every 2 days, 3 days, or whatever the case may be, just snagging baseballs in batting practice, in real game, in real time game, foul balls, home runs. I miss fans. I miss being at games. I miss Zach Campbell catching baseballs. Everything. I miss a regular season, right? But hey, we're back in the sense where baseball is still here. And though it is coming to a close, postseason is right around the corner. So it's going to be fun. A lot to look forward to. Really exciting stuff. Aaron Hicks, 2-2. Again, Yimi Garcia will deliver a fastball down the middle. Hicks gets on top of it, and it is right to John Birdie. That is the third and final out of the bottom of the 8th. But this game is tied. Aaron Judge, huge RBI single. And we're going to go to the top of the 9th. Tied 3-3. At least 2021 tickets are on sale. Yeah, I mean, we know where this is going to go, pandemic-wise, how long this is going to be around still. Hopefully not too much longer. But I would love to get into attendance for a Major League Baseball game as soon as possible. Rob Manfred was saying there's a chance in the League Championship Series and in the World Series, fans might be allowed in. I think that's going to be very difficult, personally, especially with a player and family bubble. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to work that, but we'll see. So it's going to be interesting if fans get let in 2020. There was that one fan who broke into Fenway Park. That was all over. I loved the John Boy breakdown of that one. That was, I don't know how he got in there, but it's okay. Yeah, it's definitely tough having to watch games from home all the time. I would have liked to travel a little bit, maybe get to a new stadium this year, cross one off the bucket list, or, something along those lines. Just get to a Yankees game, support my favorite team at the stadium. That would have been awesome. And we never thought that wasn't going to be the case in January, February. And it's different. It's something we have to adjust and get used to. But hopefully come 2021, at the start of the year, fans are back in. We're good to go. No more cardboard cutouts. No more 3D fans. I'm not huge on that, personally. It looks like MLB The Show more than an actual baseball game. Yeah, just going to a ball game seems amazing right now. But Aroldis Chapman is going to come into this ball game in the top of the 9th and see if he can hold the Marlins and not allow a run. Let's pull up his stats here. Aroldis Chapman, of course, flame-throwing southpaw. 32-year-old reliever, 6'4" tall. The guy is jacked. And 2020 stats. He's pitched in 12 games. He's recorded 3 saves, a 1-1 win-loss record, a 3.38 ERA in 10 2/3 innings with 20 strikeouts and a .94 whip. Now, he was hurt to start the year off, and then he wasn't doing great his first few appearances back. But he seems to be hopefully back in the groove and back in the, back in shape form. So, assuming that is the case, I would love a nice 1-2-3 inning right here. We have been streaming for 2 hours and 45 minutes. Thank you to everyone who's just popped in, at least, and supported me and throughout this entire time. I'm not going to be able to thank you guys enough, just so you know. I really am super thankful for each and every one of you guys. I would not be here, and I could not be here without you all. But yeah, I mean, we're in the top of the ninth. This game is tied 3-3. I think this is probably officially the longest live stream I've done on YouTube. I will check that in a second. The only competing live would probably be the home run derby, but I'll see. We're definitely getting close to that 3-hour mark, and I'm going to want to be here for at least the full 9 innings. It's an 0-2 count from Chapman to the batter. And hopefully don't go into extras. Maybe the Yankees walk it off in the bottom of the ninth. But it's Chapman versus Corey Dickerson, lefty on lefty for the first at-bat at the top of the ninth. Chapman ahead 0-2, and a fastball 101, but wild down and away. Let's see what we got going here. So aside from Aroldis Chapman coming into this ballgame, so does Kyle Higashioka. If you recall, Gary Sanchez was taken out after the single, replaced with Mike Tauchman, who reached on the wild throw over to first. So he got to second. RBI single from Judge scored him. So Tauchman came in to pinch run. Sanchez is out. Kyle Higashioka is the defensive replacement. So, of course, if Sanchez's slot comes back up in the lineup, Higashioka will hit. 101 on the radar gun again. This one down in the zone, but Dickerson makes contact and fouls it down the line. So Dickerson fighting here in a 1-2 count. So my virtual scoreboard is going to be coming into play for the postseason. So next week, I'm going to start implementing the scoreboard that I was testing out with yesterday. If you guys saw, I was live. I was messing with my stream software, and I created a little scoreboard. So next week, for starting the Wild Card Series, when I'm live, you're going to see a whole bunch of visuals on screen. Brand new to my channel. I've never done this before. While streaming a game live, you're going to have the logos for both teams, a scoreboard that I made. Super excited for that. That took me a little bit of time, but I think you guys are going to like it. And, of course, I'll probably develop it a little bit this offseason and make it better for next year. But here on out, this might be one of the last streams without them. I'd like to go to the Somerset Patriots. They did have fans, actually. The Patriots, Somerset Professional Baseball Series, they created their own, or they created a second team, the New Jersey Blasters, and they owned them. And it was a 13-game series between the Patriots and the Blasters, all comprised of local players. And a few Somerset Patriots that we all know and love from over the years, Scott Kelly, Justin Pacioli, just a few to name off the top of my head here. But they had a 13-game season, and that was really cool. I actually did attend some of those games. If you missed it, I interviewed a player on the Somerset Patriots, Dan Valerio. Awesome guy, really cool. I had a great time. It was my first ever player interview. He was amazing. Just sat down, talked baseball, talked about his career, growing up, what it's been like for him, making his way to independent baseball and playing and trying to get to professional level. Dan was just awesome, really cool, great guy. Thank you again to the Somerset Patriots for having me, letting me do that. But I was in attendance for the games. Somerset Professional Baseball Series, whole lot of fun. Really enjoyed it. They did have fans. I'm looking forward to next year as well because I'm going to be there all the time assuming we have a regular season. And, from start to finish, fans are allowed. All right, so Chapman strikes out Corey Dickerson. Shortstop Miguel Rojas is up now, and the count is tied at 1-1. I feel so bad for Sandy Alcantara. He's sitting in the dugout, and the camera's panning over to him just like this, staring off empty, so upset. That's a tough one. That's a tough pill to swallow right here. If the Yankees do win this game, I'm going to feel bad. I'm going to be great and so happy that the Yankees won, but that's a really tough loss for Alcantara. Not necessarily that it'd be scored his loss, just in the fact that he does not come out with the win here. And what a play by Gio Urshela, diving to his right, closer to the third base bag. They called a hot corner for a reason. He has made 3 excellent plays over at third base today. Maybe not necessarily Nolan Arenado tier, but he's made 3 really good stops, 3 great throws over to first. He does have an error, but 2 outs now in the top of the 9th. Chapman's close to getting out of it. 9 pitches so far, 2 outs. That brings in catcher Chad Wallach. I still don't know if I'm saying his name right or not. I feel he's had a handful of at-bats, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing his last name correctly. So here we go. He's stepping in. He had a sack bunch back in the second inning that did not lead to anything, as all the Miami Marlins runs were scored back in the first, a 3-run home run from Garrett Cooper. And honestly, Happ didn't even have a bad outing. His first inning, he got the first 2 men retired and then walked to follow up with a 3-run home run. So if he had not walked batters, this would be a completely different ballgame right now. The Yankees are doing well, yep. And Brad Boxberger warming up in the pen for Miami. We have been live for almost 3 hours. And I'm going to check to see if this is the longest live stream that I have done on the channel here. I think it's at least close. So let's see. I'm trying to find it here. I was live for 2 hours and 50 minutes on the Home Run Derby stream. So we have officially surpassed that point. This is the longest stream on my channel, the longest live coverage I've ever done of a baseball game, which is awesome. We've also hit a huge milestone on the channel. You guys are amazing. I really cannot thank you all enough for 1,000 subscribers. I mean, I'm at a loss for words. I really am. I never thought that I'd get to this point. At least this early on. I mentioned before, I've only been on YouTube for a little over 2 years. And I really didn't think that we would have such a strong following, or I would have such a strong following, at this point. And this is insane for me to wrap my head around. I cannot thank you all enough for your continued support. You guys viewing, tuning in, commenting in the chat, and on live streams, in videos, the thumbs up, everything. You guys are amazing. So thank you all so much. This is a day, this is a stream that I'm not going to forget ever. Like, this is insane, and I cannot thank you all enough. You guys are awesome. And also, with the fact 17 likes on this, you guys are killing it. The support from you all have been insane, and you guys are amazing. I'm so thankful for each and every one of you guys. And I feel like I've repeated that same spiel how many times already in this stream? Probably 5 or 6 at least. But I really do mean it. You guys are awesome. So very much appreciative of each and every one of you. So here we go. Potential walk-off opportunity from the New York Yankees right here in the bottom of the 9th. If they can come back and win this ball game, it's going to be really an insane turn of events. It really will be. I mean, going from crazy calls from the umpire to, Aaron Boone getting ejected in the first inning, the Marlins putting up a whole bunch of runs in the first, back and forth. It's been exciting. It hasn't necessarily been jam-packed with a lot of runs and a lot of hits, but it's been close, a 3-0 ball game, and then 3-2. Now it's 3-3 tie. We're getting into the nitty-gritty here. So Brad Boxberger is stepping in for the Miami Marlins here in the bottom of the 9th inning, the home half of the 9th. Let's look at his numbers really quick. Here in 2020, he has pitched in 22 games, racking up a 3.18 ERA, no wins, no losses, no saves, but 17 innings pitched, 18 strikeouts, and a 1.41 whip. The first batter he faces is Giancarlo Stanton, and the first pitch he throws is a strike. The second one is going to be a ball down in the count, or down in the zone. Counts even at 1-1. Over his last 7 games, Boxberger has a 7.20 ERA. in 5 innings, giving up 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, and 7 strikeouts. His whip's set exactly 2 in that span. And other than that, not having a terrible season, number-wise, 3.18 ERA. I mean, maybe is a little high for a middle to late reliever. But other than that, Marlins trust him here. They're handing him over the ball, and he's down on the count 3-1 to Giancarlo Stanton. You almost have to think if maybe Brett Gardner or someone comes in to replace Stanton on the base pass if he walks, because Stanton's a DH, and he does take ball 4. So is that the end of the line for G today? As the designated hitter, I mean, you don't need a defensive substitution if we go to the top of the 10th. I think we might see a pinch runner here. Also, a replacement in the outfield. Let me get back to this right now. And yep, Giancarlo Stanton is out of this game. Sierra. Magnuris Sierra. I feel like I said that wrong. I apologize, but he comes into left field now. I'm assuming to replace Corey Dickerson. It's just a straight swap, left fielder for left fielder. And just like I said, Brett Gardner coming in to replace Giancarlo Stanton on the base paths. My favorite player is on first and the winning run of this ball game. So hopefully we see the Yankees walk it off here. Big opportunity. Luke Voit steps in. He's ahead in the count 1-0. He's 2 for 3 on the day with 2 singles. His average is 284. He's got 21 home runs, which leads Major League Baseball. 49 RBIs, which is up there, close to the lead in Major League Baseball. I think he's only behind Jose Abreu, and Jose Abreu was directly behind Luke Voit for home runs. The White Sox first baseman has, I believe, 19 last time I checked. Voit, of course, was 21, as I just mentioned. So let me just check here, see if Sierra went in directly for Dickerson or not. See if I can access that information here. Yep, so straight swap. Sierra comes in for Corey Dickerson, who is out of this ballgame. Boxberger, a 1-1 count to Voit, throws over to first base, check on Gardner for like the second time right now. And my boy Brett, here we go. Let's see. I know Gardner has had a few stolen bases on the year. I want to say 3, but I just want to fact check that really quick. 1-1 to Luke Voit. Checks his swing, hits it over to shortstop. It is a 6-4-3, not double play. Rojas to Birdie to get Gardner out at second. But the throw from Birdie to Aguilar pulls Jesus off the first base bag. And it doesn't look like Aguilar made the tag. Oh, the replay shows it maybe does look like he made the tag. That might be a big double play. Okay. That's probably going to be challenged right there. Not that it really matters now because Gardner's out either way, but he did have 3 stolen bases on the season. So the umpires are gathered up. They have their headsets on, calling in to see whether or not Voit was indeed safe. And they've already come to a conclusion. He's out. So the call has been overturned. It is a big double play for the Miami Marlins. Voit punched in the top of the dugout, kind of alluding back to Brett Gardner's let Brett bang when he slammed the top of the dugout with his bat on different occasions last year. 3 hours into the live stream, setting a record, hitting 1,000 subscribers. You are all incredible. The support has been amazing. And that is upsetting, though, as a Yankees fan and watching this game play out. The 4th or 5th double play. We really lost a big opportunity. So here's Gio the God, Gio Urshela. Big opportunity now ahead of the count 1-0. Brad Boxberger has thrown 9 pitches, recorded 2 outs. It's 3-3, tied in the home half of the 9th. Fastball runs up and in at 92 miles per hour for ball 2. Chad Green warming up, getting ready for the 10th inning, which seems to be where we're heading at this point. Big swing and a miss from Gio Urshela. Fastball right at that same spot, up and in. So, assuming we do go to the 10th inning here, this will be my first time live, going to extra innings. And it's my first time going to the 9th inning live. But this will be my first time live talking through the new rule in extra innings where a runner starts at second base for both teams. And in some cases, it gets the game over very quickly. In other cases, it doesn't. I mean, the Yankees-Red Sox went into 12 innings, a week or two ago at this point. And, 12 innings just back and forth. It was one run for one run or no runs for no runs, and they were just exchanging hits and runs throughout. So we'll see how it goes. Gio Urshela grounds out to second base, and that ends it. The Yankees have out-hit the Marlins 7-3. This game is tied 3-3, and we're going into extras. So I don't know how much longer I will be streaming. I wanted to get through all 9 innings of the game. I was kind of hoping the Yankees would have won by now, not going to lie. But we're going to see just kind of how time plays out. Maybe the Marlins don't put up any runs in the 10th and the Yankees walk it off. I don't know. We'll see how things play out. It's going to be Torres, Sanchez, and Frazier due up in the bottom of the 10th inning for the Yankees, so 7, 8, 9. And that'll be interesting to see. Extra innings. Yep, here we go. We go to the 10th. All right. So thank you to everyone who was still in the stream 3 hours later. If you've just been popping in and out, I appreciate it either way. You guys are awesome. Awesome. And I'm over here. Just you guys, I'm at a loss for words. You're all amazing. I still cannot believe we've hit 4 digits on the sub count. Crazy. It is crazy. Alrighty. So here we go. Top of the 10th inning. It is Marlins, Yankees. Big game for Miami. They're still trying to clinch their spot in the postseason, right? And the Yankees want to try to get a home field advantage. I don't really know, like math-wise, if that's actually possible at this point. I guess maybe if the White Sox lose the majority these next 3 games tonight and Saturday, Sunday, and the Yankees win the next 2 games, that might be possible. But I don't know the math on that, so don't quote me. I do apologize. I'm just kind of speaking here because I'm trying to see record-wise. The White Sox are 34-23, Yankees 32-25. So we'll have to see how things play out. I don't know if the Yankees will get home field advantage, if that's even necessary. Hopefully New York can come out and win the wild card series, no matter where they are. On second base now, starting off at second with the extra innings rule is, I think, Lewis Brinson. I'm just going to check the box score here on MLB.com or the MLB app. Monty Harrison replaces Chad Wallach. So Chad Wallach, if you guys don't know, essentially extra inning rule says once you get past the 9th inning, if the game is tied, both teams are starting off with a runner at second base every inning after the 9th. So the last out has to start at second base for each inning. So the last out in the top of the 9th was Chad Wallach. But now Monty Harrison is coming in as a pinch runner to replace him. So Monty Harrison is at second. It is a 2-0 count to John Birdie, who attempted to bunt in order to get Harrison down to third, just 90 feet away. Because, of course, that represents the go-ahead and potential winning run. Birdie going to lay down the bunt, and Voit will get the ball himself, 3 unassisted, as he tags the Marlins' second baseman on his way down to the first base bag. So nice little bunt, push bunt down to first, and there we go. So one away, except runner at third now for Starling Marte. So this is huge. This could be potential go-ahead, potential winning run. Now the Yankees can easily go ahead and bunt their runner over, or single and score a run. So the game's not necessarily over if the Marlins score Monty Harrison. First pitch to Marte is a strike. 0-1. So Chad Green is in the game. I do not believe I went over his stats, so let me do that really quick for you guys. As Marte fouls back a fastball outside, the count is 0-2. So Chad Green in 2020, he's pitched in 21 games, a 3-2 win-loss record, 1 save, and a 3.65 ERA. That's in 24 2/3 innings with 32 strikeouts and a .85 whip. So he has had his ups and downs, and I believe I saw a press conference with him. He's like, he expected something along the lines. This is a really weird season. Unprecedented times. It's weird. Even in a 162-game span, you're going to go through your ups and downs. He acknowledges that. He's coming in now in the 10th. Big opportunity. Important to note here, if Monty Harrison scores, the runner who started at second in the top of the 10th, that is not an earned run for Chad Green. That does not affect his ERA whatsoever. It does not affect Aroldis Chapman and his ERA. That is an unearned run. It doesn't go towards anyone. So I did think that might be something to throw out there, just because for some stat heads, like I'm big in ERA and everything like that, and see what happens. So a ground ball to shortstop. Gleyber Torres. Oh my gosh. That's my live reaction right there. Not live reaction, not a live ground ball. I can't talk. I'm all over the place. 1,000 subs, extra innings. What is going on? But a ground ball to shortstop. Gleyber throws home to Kyle Higashioka, who chases back Monty Harrison. He goes to throw down to third base, and he throws it off Monty Harrison's back. So he's safe at third. Starling Marte gets to second. 1 out, 2 men in scoring position now. Wow. That's quite the play. It's kind of like just pegging him, like dodgeball. But in steps Jesus Aguilar, the number 3 batter, Miami Marlins first baseman, runner at second and third, 1 out. I'm probably going to stop streaming after the 10th inning, no matter the score. The Marlins are definitely threatening here. But going back to like the ERA stuff, Starling Marte is now going to be an earned run for Chad Green. Green is responsible for Starling Marte, the Marlins center fielder, assuming that wasn't an error. It is a fielder's choice, so that may not be the case. But we're going to see here what happens. 0-1 pitch to Aguilar, 1-1 down and away. So big opportunity here. The Marlins have not scored since the first inning. We're now in the top of the 10th, 2 in scoring position, and only 1 man out. Checks his swing. Does he go around? Yes, he does, says the home plate umpire. It is 1-2. Green is in a tough spot here now, because you want to pitch for the strikeout and then hope that you can get like a ground ball or a fly out to end the inning. So Aguilar, 2-2, the payoff pitch from the 6'3" reliever. Flied into right field. Aaron Judge at the warning track, going to make the catch. He's got a cannon. He throws home. Do they try it? They do. Monty Harrison is safe. It is now a 4-3 ball game. That was not necessarily the best of throws that we've seen from right fielder Aaron Judge. That was out far, though. Like, that was deep to the warning track. I don't think an accurate throw or a line drive throw would have necessarily resulted in an out. So Jesus Aguilar, a sac fly, gives the Marlins the lead 4-3 in the top of the 10th. Now, Starling Marte advances to third, so there's still a runner 90 feet away. We'll see what happens if they can score that fifth run of the game or not for Miami. So here we are. Brian Anderson now the cleanup batter and first baseman. Sorry, cleanup batter and third baseman. 0-1 count, make it 0-2 after a foul ball. This is indeed a crazy long game. I've been streaming just about since the start of it, maybe a minute or two before, or a little bit more than that. So give or take, this has probably been at least a 3-hour and 5-minute ball game. At least. And it's not over yet. We still have the bottom of the 10th, maybe more. Hopefully not. Hopefully the Yankees just win this here in the home half of the first extra inning that we play. And this one's flied out to right field. Aaron Judge makes a nice catch in foul territory. And that ends it. So the Yankees only need one run to at least stay alive. Gotta tie it here in the bottom of the 10th. I'm assuming the Marlins will go to a new pitcher. So, with that, I just kind of want to recap the craziness and all the events that have been going on with today's stream. I've been live for over 3 hours, which sets a record on the channel, not just for my longest video, but for my longest stream. And we've also hit 1,000 subscribers throughout the process. This is insane. Hopefully the Yankees can win this year. That would top it off. If not, either way, what a crazy day. And what an awesome day. You guys rock. You're awesome. Thank you all. We still have a bunch of people in the stream right now. I know it's getting late, at least for East Coast, but I do appreciate you all tuning in, still, listening and viewing and everything, subscribing, just joining the team, and you guys rock. You guys, I would not be here without you. And I keep going back to the speech. I feel like anytime there's a commercial break, that's just what I default to, because I really am not thankful enough for you guys. I can't be thankful enough. You guys are amazing. And, this is really cool for me, and I do appreciate it. So here we go, heading to the bottom of the 10th. It should be Torres, Sanchez, and Frazier all due up, 7, 8, 9. Gio Urshela will be, I think, the man who starts at second base, unless they go to Tyler Wade, an attempt to pinch run. This way, if that is the case, they can slide DJ LeMahieu over to third base defensively, Tyler Wade to second, and he could pinch run. All this works and works out in the case where the Yankees can still potentially at least tie this ball game back up. So Brandon Kintzler is now coming in, and I'm going to go back to my roster, my active roster on MLB.com, which is right next to me, and we're going to check out Brandon Kintzler's stats on the year. Now, Brandon is 5'10", 200 pounds, and 36 years old. He's pitched in 23 games, none of which he started, but he's recorded a 2-3 win-loss record and 11 saves. That's in 23 and a third innings with 14 strikeouts, a 1.29 whip, while still posting a 2.31 ERA. And Tyler Wade comes into pinch run, as I kind of predicted there. I figured that would indeed be the case. So Gio Urshela is now out of this game. And we are going to go to Tyler Wade over at second, who's known for his speed. Kintzler coming on here and wants to close this one out. Wants to notch another save on the year. Now, what did I say? He had 11, I think. This could be his 12th save of the season right here. Gleyber Torres will lead it off with a man in scoring position, and that man is Tyler Wade. Miami has scored 4 runs on 3 hits, 1 error. Yankees, 3 runs, 7 hits, 4 errors. First pitch from Kinsler to the Yankees shortstop. It's a called strike on the outer third of the plate. Deemed worthy of the call by home plate umpire. Now, Kinsler made his debut back on September 10th, 2010 with the Milwaukee Brewers. He was drafted by the Padres in 2004, 40th round, 1,182nd overall. So I talked about John Birdie a few times, how he was drafted 18th round in the amateur draft, 559th in 2011. Well, Kinsler, 40th round, 1,182nd overall selection in the 04 amateur draft by the Padres. So he's coming in here now to potentially close this game out. This one's going to run a little inside, so it's 2-1 to the Yankees' 23-year-old shortstop. His birthday is December 13th, 1996. Last year he was 22. This year he's 23. That's just how math works. But, of course, you know, Yankees fans love his age and love how talented he was, at least in 2019, and how he has been since making his debut. This year's been a little shaky, but again, really weird, unprecedented times. A lot of guys are going through phases and just not necessarily doing too well, not having their best years of the career. So Kinsler comes in to pitch. Jorge Alfaro comes in because Monty Harrison replaced Chad Wallach on the base paths. So you now have Jorge Alfaro behind the plate, and your battery is Kinsler and Alfaro. 3-1 count to Torres. The payoff pitch, 92-mile-per-hour fastball. Gleyber Torres makes contact, but it's foul. The count is going to be full. No man out and a runner on second. So the count is full to the Yankees' number 7 batter. It's not going to be Sanchez, is it? I think I said Torres, Sanchez, Frazier, but Kyle Higashioka is now in this game because I forgot the pinch runner and then the defensive substitution. So Sanchez is out. It's Torres who's up now, and then Higashioka and Frazier. Ball 4. The fastball misses down and away. Downstairs, 93-mile-per-hour fastball. So it's first and second in the bottom of the 10th. The Yankees trail by 1 with nobody out. Who's going to win this one? Who's going to lose? There is going to be a mound visit really quick. Just kind of, I guess, calm Kinsler down. He's only pitched to 1 batter, but just be like, hey, you know, don't worry about it. Don't give up more than 1 run, really. You can give up a single as long as it only scores 1 and then just strike out, you know, whatever you got to do to end it there. But Yankees are definitely pushing for something. Kyle Higashioka is up at the plate. Sanchez would have been up, but he was taken out for the pinch runner in Mike Tauchman. And then when we went to the top half of the next inning, Tauchman was replaced with a defensive substitution in Kyle Higashioka. So Higashioka's in. First and second, no outs, and this is going to be close. It's going to be – we'll see how this goes out. I don't want to make any predictions because I don't want to jinx anything. So here we go. Kyle Higashioka steps in. What are his numbers on the year? Let me see if I can access them quickly. So, of course, Higashioka is one of 2 backup catchers. And he's showing bunts. He's going to pop it up in the air. Caught by Jesus Aguilar. What a play. Diving in or sliding in to make the catch. Higashioka can't lay down the bunt. He pops it up. And there's 1 out. No sense of even reading his stats at this point. But as soon as Aguilar saw bunt, he started running in. That was not good. Higashioka was hitting .255 in 47 at-bats with 4 homers, 10 RBIs, and a .787 OPS. but not looking too good right now. Yeah, you indeed were right. So let's hope that the Yankees can still find some magic here. I mean, DJ LeMahieu, this is our guy right here. This is the machine. DJ LeMahieu, he's good. He's good at baseball. Clint Frazier. What am I saying? It's late. I'm tired. I'm excited. We've done a lot here on YouTube tonight, but Clint Frazier, then DJ LeMahieu. Let's not get ahead of ourselves just yet. Maybe Clint even walks it off for us. Going into tonight, he was hitting 280 with 8 homers, 26 ribbies, 2 stolen bases, and a 937 OPS. That was in 125 at-bats. The first pitch he sees is a changeup outside, ball 1. LeMahieu is on deck, not up now. Frazier, 0 for 3 tonight. That just shows he's due for a big hit. The average dropped to 273, but he is due for a big hit. We have to count on Frazier, on DJ LeMahieu. Double steal from the New York Yankees. How about that? No throw from Jorge Alfaro. Clint Frazier knows what's going on, so he takes the strike. Tyler Wade with a beautiful jump off second. And Gleyber Torres follows him easily to second base. So Wade advances to third, just 90 feet away. Gleyber makes it to second without any competition. A sac fly ties this game. Back up. What the Marlins did, we just have to repeat it. Just get us a fly ball to the outfield, Clint, and this game is back to tie. And then maybe DJ walks it off with a single or a home run or something. But let's get it right here. Ball 2, that one's going to miss downstairs and outside. 10 pitches for Kinsler. All right, so essentially the Kyle Higashioka bunt. It doesn't play its part because it was an out, but the double steal kind of makes up for it in a sense, just where we still have runners in scoring position now, and the double play is eliminated. The fastball misses in. It's 3-1, and LeMahieu is due on deck. He's 0 for... Is he 0 for 3? Yes, 0 for 3 with a walk. Let's see what Clint does here. 3-1 count, 1 out, runners at second and third. This is a big opportunity. Ball 4, fastball misses in. Reading the comments here, Yankees, yeah, they were not good in Buffalo. I mean, I think it is difficult to switch to playing in a new stadium entirely. And that is a minor league stadium. Of course, changes had to be made to the facility for it to be, ready to go for a major league game. I think like lighting purposes and stuff had to be fixed. Like the fixtures and everything had to be changed a little bit, but Blue Jays do really well at home, and they showed us that multiple times in series against the Yankees. So, bases loaded, 1 out for DJ LeMahieu. Huge opportunity to walk this game off. He fouls it back. I got nervous. I saw contact, 92-mile-per-hour fastball down and in. He's 11 for 19 with bases loaded since joining the New York Yankees. I'm reading that on the demographic. Give it to me by Yes Network. This is big right here. This is a huge opportunity for DJ LeMahieu and the New York Yankees to walk this off and win this ball game. 0-1. Fouls it back 0-2. Aaron Judge is on deck. I don't know. I want to see DJ just get it over with and end the game with a base knock. But Judge is 2 for 4 on the day. LeMahieu's hitless. So he's due. This is a big chance for him. Timeout is called. Kinsler going to kind of take a little deep breath here. 0-2 count, 1 out. Bases are juiced. LeMahieu hitting 10 home runs, 24 RBIs so far this season with 3 stolen bases and a 996 OPS. He came into this game with a 355 average. The average and OPS are probably slightly different now because he's 0 for 3 in this ball game, but he did work a walk. This one is stopped by Jorge Alfaro. Doesn't get by him. 1-2, almost a wild pitch. 1-2 to the New York Yankees leadoff batter and second baseman, DJ LeMahieu. He dribbles it to second base. That's the ball game. DJ LeMahieu, inning-ending double play. The Yankees lose it 3-4. Kinsler works the save. That's rough. That's a rough loss for the New York Yankees. But, we still have 2 more games in the set. Let's see if the Phillies lost their game. Because if they did, I believe the Marlins just clinched their spot in the postseason. Phillies lost to the Rays 4-6. The Marlins win, so I believe they are officially in. They hold a seed in the National League bracket. And that's going to end it for the game, guys. Tough loss for the New York Yankees. The final score is 4-3 in extra innings. Brad Boxberger with the win. So Brad Boxberger with the win. Brendan Kinsler with the save. Chad Green with the loss. And, the Yankees might have lost, but for me, huge win. You guys are amazing. This was a great stream, going on 3 hours and 30 minutes long. The most I've ever been live on YouTube at one given time. So my longest stream, my longest video, and we hit 1,000 subscribers live, which was amazing. I thank you all for your continued support. I would not be here without you guys today. I can't stress it enough. I am so incredibly thankful for each and every one of you all. Thank you all so much for your continued support. The Yankees might have lost, but huge win for me today. You guys are amazing. Thank you all so much for tuning in, for your continued support. I sound like a broken record, I know, but I really do appreciate it. If you guys haven't already, don't forget to drop a like in the stream right now. Send me a comment in the chat before we log off. Just talking baseball, whatever. I'll give it a few more minutes or so before we call it a day. And subscribe if you haven't already. Join the squad. 4,000 subs. Almost. We're going to get to that point at some point. But 1,000 subscribers, 4 digits. Insane. You guys are amazing. Thank you all so much. If you have any questions or any comments you want to go ahead, throw them in the chat. Let me know. If not, we are going to go ahead and call it a day here on the stream. Thank you for the big congrats. I appreciate it, guys. You are all amazing. While I'm waiting to see if there's any questions or any comments in the chat before we log off, I'll take you through scores throughout Major League Baseball, let you know how your team is doing if it's not the Yankees or the Marlins. So, of course, the Marlins beat the Yankees 4-3. The Orioles lost to the Blue Jays 5-10. The Reds are currently leading the Twins 4-2 through 5.5 innings. The Cardinals lead the Brewers 9-1 in the 6th. Rockies and D-backs are in the bottom of the first, but Arizona's already put up 4 runs and are threatening with bases loaded now. The Pirates and Indians are tied at 3 in the bottom of the 9th. The Giants and Padres are tied at no runs apiece in the top of the 2nd. Braves and Red Sox 4-4 through 9 innings. They're also going into extras. Tigers and Royals are in the top of the 8th. Royals are winning by 1. The score is 3-2. Astros lead the Rangers 3-2 in the bottom of the 8th. Cubs are really doing well against the White Sox, 7-0 in the top of the 7th. Angels and Dodgers are through 2. Dodgers up 1-0. Mariners and Athletics are scoreless. And the Brewers and Cardinals' first game of the doubleheader ended in the Brewers' favor, in which they won 3-0. The Diamondbacks' first game, they won 4-0 over the Rockies. Rays beat the Phillies 6-4, and the Giants beat the Padres 5-4 in game 1 of the doubleheader. A lot happened today, guys, on stream, baseball related. This has been a crazy day for me. You are all amazing. I'm so incredibly thankful for each and every one of you guys. I know I sound like a broken record, but I really do mean it. You are all awesome. I would not be where I am without each and every one of you today. Thank you all so much to everyone who tuned in throughout the duration of the stream. I had a great time. 3.5 hours marks a new record on the channel for my longest live stream, my longest coverage of a Major League Baseball game. here. And this is awesome. Thank you all so much for tuning in and watching and listening. If you enjoyed, don't forget to drop a like down below and subscribe if you haven't already. Join the team. We just reached 1K live, and I'm so grateful and I'm so happy I was able to do it. I have my reactions here on YouTube for you all to see. Thank you all so much for watching, guys. I will see you all next time. Stay safe. Watch out for me in the next upcoming days. We're going to stream again soon with the wildcard series and the postseason right around the corner. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all next time. You guys are awesome. Let's go. 1,000 subscribers. Peace.